you dig it? Can you dig it?
Ladies, gentlemen, friends, foes, lurkers, regulars, GMO people, organic people.
Boiler room. Inbound. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, friends and foes, lurkers and regulars, welcome back to the Boiler Room. I'm your host, my call sign's Hesher. Thank you for joining us for this live broadcast. It is August the 28th of 2025. And what can we say? The media environment, the political environment continues to be as toxic as ever, right? Our toxic Avenger motif seems to persist here in the Boiler Room, even after a decade of steeping ourselves in the toxic waste of the social media feeds and the mass media cartel feeds. We're broadcasting live from alternatecurrentradio.com. That's the website. So head on over there if you haven't been there lately. We've got the site humming along, looking pretty good right now. Also, we are streaming live on YouTube. What's up, YouTube? Good to see you there. We'll try to keep an eye on the comments. We're also streaming live at Rumble and X. My X account is at Hesher Media. You can find all those links on the show pages, though. If you're new to Boiler Room and you want to find more, just go to the website, alternatecurrentradio.com. Let's see, some quick housekeeping here. We are well on our way, actually beyond the planning and finance phase of restoring our live audio player on our website. So we're pretty excited about that. There's a couple of people in particular that pitched in, a couple of viewers and listeners out there, friends of ours who have pitched in to make that happen. So look for those embeds coming soon. Hopefully by next week, we'll have those embeds back, our 24/7 live player to be included, which will be airing recent episodes of Alternate Current Radio shows. And we'll get back on that schedule for some of our curated content from our colleagues like Mystical American Patriot Society and the Odd Man Out podcast, just to name a couple. So there you go. Yeah, big thanks to BMAC and a couple other people. I'll go through the list maybe next week. But if you want to get in on that, you can go to our support page at alternatecurrentradio.com. And if you want to be a part of that resurrection of the radio aspect of what we do, we would love to have your assistance with that. But yeah, BMAC, thank you so much, buddy. And anyone else who threw anything in the swear jar while we were on this little donation drive. So main goal achieved. Very pleased to announce. All right, let's welcome the team here. We've got Ruckus joining us, and we've got Mystical Pharaoh. I'm going to bring Mystical Pharaoh in first because Ruckus is working on some social posts for us. So Mystical Pharaoh, what's up, man? Welcome back to the Boiler Room. I missed you last week, dude.
I missed you too, man. Sorry I couldn't make it. Apologies for that.
Hey, man, I apologize too because I didn't make it either. This has been one of the first years in the 10 years of doing ACR and Boiler Room where I've actually allowed me to put myself first instead of you kind folks out there in the audience. So been taking care of a lot of stuff around here and working on stuff. So had to miss it last week, but Mystical Pharaoh wouldn't have been there anyways, so it wouldn't have been a good show. I'm just kidding, but it's great to see you, Pharaoh.
Good to see you too, man. Sorry, I forgot that actually was canceled.
Well, we're so regular, you know. We're almost always there on Thursday nights. So
you know what? I'm glad you're taking care of yourself. You've been putting your heart into that thing for so long, dude.
Yeah.
To pay attention to yourself. So I'm glad you took the day off.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it just gets to a point where it's like, okay, I can't run myself. I'm not going to be any good at this if I run myself into the ground. So we don't want to do that.
We need Hashar alive, so keep him alive.
That's right. That's right. Make Hesher great again, which Mystical Pharaoh always helps do. Thanks, man, for being here. Let's welcome Ruckus to the stage. Also, Ruckus, what's going on?
Barely
Panicking.
made it. Yeah, oh, do I still have the panicking up? Okay, well, I might as well leave that up for now. I don't know exactly. Maybe someone out there can explain it to me. Hopefully not from personal experience, but if you want to do a deep dive on the interwebs, because I'm bad about that kind of stuff. I don't know how to use my keyboard and mouse. I'm silly and stupid. I'm just kidding. But what labeling system does FEMA use when they throw me inside the camps? Do I get a number? Do I get to use a name? Is it going to be a combination? Let your boy Ruckus know, because, or actually, I tell you what, the way things are going, I'll let you know. How about that, right? Unfortunately. But anyways, maybe we'll get into some of that this evening. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. Thanks for having me. This should be a fun one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, by the
It'll be
way, thank you to Hesher and Spore for my birthday present T-shirt.
Oh yeah,
it's freaking badass.
Look
it's
at
a Jaws
that
shirt. And it's cool, and it's got cool stuff on the sleeves, which I can't show you, but maybe I'll take a nice picture of it and post it on my social media as soon as I figure out how to do that, because, again, don't know how to use the keyboard and mouse,
little tech tarded this week. That's all right, man. Yeah, it looks good on you, man. I'm digging the Jaws shirt. Definitely, we need a bigger boat for the media onslaught that's coming at us each week here. So it's a good week for it.
I'm not going to lie. It's not as cool as Trump's new shirt. I don't know if you guys saw this one, but I just got the I Love mRNA shirt. We should put that up for sale.
He went to meet Bill Gates, right?
Yeah.
The second time?
The second time, yeah.
I mean,
God, we're gonna dive really that deep right away.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, I don't even have words for this at this point, man.
I was making fashion commentary. You guys don't have to take it any further than that.
All right, we'll allow it. Maybe we'll circle back there. Let's start with something weird, you guys. Let's start with something that lovely Spore has put her stamp of approval on for tonight's icebreaker. And this one comes from our friend BMac. So, oh boy, I'm just gonna have to play this one. I think I'm not even gonna set it up. This is one of those things that you kind of just need to see. So, let's take a look here. And unmute.
Implant at Gabe Plastic Surgery.
Let's try that again.
We finally have the new Illuminate implant at Gabe Plastic Surgery. It's amazing because you can use the app on your phone to change the color. You can use it to change the intensity. And I am the first in the United States to offer the Illuminate Plus, which has a massage feature in it as well, so that when you've had a hard day, you're tired, you're laying down, you need a little extra massage, Gabe Plastic Surgery, we have you covered. Are you ready? We finally have the new Illuminate implant at Gabe Plastic Surgery. It's amazing because you can use that.
All right, I'm gonna just go ahead and cut that right there. It started to loop, but yeah, did you guys know that we have new boob technology? We have new fake boob technology where you can get a massaging feature and apparently a rave party inside your boobs. How about that?
So when you have a long day and you want to massage, that's for the guys, right? I just want to make sure that it's
what are we massaging with the massaging?
I mean, I can put my head there and just or if it's something else and it massage. I don't know.
Okay, all right, yeah, you can get your head in there and get a massage, I suppose.
That's fake, right? That's not real. That's
Hey man, I did not bother to dive down the rabbit hole and figure it out. To me, it's in that realm of it probably is real, but I wouldn't be surprised if I was wrong. But
how dare you, infidel or Mr. How dare you suggest in 20? I was just getting my hopes up. I was like, the gears are running in my head, and I'm like, hold on a second. You're telling me there might be women out there right now, maybe possibly even single women with boobs that change colors and vibrates. I need to get back into the dating scene like stat. That's all I know. I hope this is real. This is a good use of technology. This is the type of science I like to see. This is fantastic. It's probably a hit with the unfortunately, I hate to say it, but it's probably a hit with the same gender couples too. They probably are enjoying that as well.
Hey man,
Massage, you know.
LED lights make everything better. Am I right? I mean, what couldn't be better with some LED lights? So, I mean, how
Like imagine yourself sitting there in the dark together, right? And then she lights up a couple of boobs, to set the mood. Instead of lighting a candle, just light
It's not mood lighting, it's boob lighting.
yeah. And like imagine your surprise if you were to like, be a new experience with that person and didn't know those existed and you give, she's like, "You want to go back to my place?" You're like, "Okay, sure." And you give it the old one of these and all of a sudden they start glowing. Could you imagine like your mind would melt? I think my mind would melt.
I have a better product. We should do matching butt implants that lights that every time you spank her, it just change colors.
You can't turn
That's
it off
the
or
clapper.
change the color without a spank. Yeah, I mean, they do butt implants too, right? So they can't be very far behind. I mean, this guy's got to be working on those next because, you want it's like when you're going to LED something out, whether it's your truck or your office or your entertainment system, you don't just put, two lights on it. You surround it, right?
And I love his marketing. You don't just get the boob, you get the boobless.
Yeah, you can upgrade, dude. It's like something out of Black Mirror, right?
It's gonna, yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Does somebody out there, if you're one of our viewers and you want to chase this down and see if it's real or not, the doctor there is Gabbay, Gabbay. So Gabbay plastic surgery. He looks legit to me, but so many things that look legit online now are not. So
Like
none of
that.
us are.
Let's give the viewer some homework, please.
Yeah.
Search for that and let us know in your comments.
Yeah, don't make us go down that rabbit hole. We've
Real
got
parody or just AI slop?
Yeah, let's see here.
I can't believe there's fucking 3 categories now. I'm
Right?
dropping F-bombs already.
I
Sorry.
know, dude. Okay, this is already generating some great comments here. Glow little glowworm glow.
That's what I thought of too. The little kid's toy that glows when you hug it.
Did somebody say big boobs? I'm here because someone said that. Eyeballs.
No, we said boobs that light up. You're totally confused.
What about a bounce feature? Yeah, John probably put that in before the massage part came on, the vibrating part. So I imagine they do bounce. I wonder they should show that. This is poor advertising. They need to show a little bit more so we can get a concept here. Let's see here. Oh yeah.
Can we ask the resident scientist about the technology after these comments?
Yeah, definitely. Bub's cat, dick lights coming soon. Oh, you know it. You know it.
Those will be branded until they get in trouble by Disney as lightsabers.
Right? Copyright infringement. Looks like some dumb Pollock and Bub's cat were thinking the same thing at the same time. So jinx, you guys. Let's see here. Self-improvement. Yeah, right? I mean, LED lights improve everything.
Speaking as a male, I can't speak for all males, but maybe I am. Which male is going to willingly have something implanted inside that? Just
I don't
saying.
know, man. That's
I'll
that's a
pass.
that's a tougher sell. Girls, when they want to, start thinking about that, they always have some girlfriend they can go to who they did it and be like, "Hey, tell me about it. Is it worth it?" Blah blah blah. Your guy, if if you're the rare person thinking about getting a penile implant or an LED penile implant, you're probably gonna have a hard time finding a homie to like walk you through that. Let's see here. Oh, this is good. Only Cylons glow when they orgasm. So these chicks, you know what? I don't know if you meant this band, but these girls, they could create a new competitor site to OnlyFans, and it could be called Only Cylons, right? And you'd have to have, glow in the
Well,
dark
now this is
nerfs.
this is interesting because we are swiftly moving into an era where there's going to be robot sex bots, and I don't know. I mean, it could get to the point where it's like Blade Runner, and you really don't know if you're dealing with a human or a robot. So I just want to point out that having glowing, vibrating boobs is probably not going to help you if you're trying to present yourself as a human being in a world full of sex robots. Number one. And yeah, I forgot what number two was about that. Yeah. Oh, the other thing is maybe maybe the guy, the doctor, maybe he's really smart as far as marketing is concerned, and he knows that women will want to. He's front running. He foresees a market for this because now the women who have to compete aren't just competing with each other; they have to compete with the sex bots. So now they need to start doing these fancy bells and whistles to themselves, and even have a chance of hooking up with that lightsaber.
I think better feature to compete will be shut up feature.
Wow. All right. You want to give out your email address for everybody? Send hate mail directly to Mystical Pharaoh.
The guests in Boiler Room do not necessarily represent the opinions of Alternate Current Radio or the Boiler Room.
Yowza.
Oh man.
With all seriousness, I don't think that this is real because there is no way the FDA would approve something like that. Like
All
number
right, I'm gonna do it.
That's
Okay.
from
that's what I was
safety
going to ask you.
from
Is
safety
this safe?
from safety standpoint, right? There
All
is
right, let's find out. Okay, there's a website that goes with it, so it's looking a little bit more real here. Let me put it on screen for you. No, not that one. Share. No, not invite. God, I'm having a hard time finding all my buttons lately. Share screen. Okay, so said Dr. Jubin Gabe, top-rated certified plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills in Los Angeles, featured multiple times on the Doctor's television show. Oh, he's a celebrity, board certified, fellowship trained, plastic surgery of Beverly Hills. Where's the glowing boobs, dude? If I had glowing boobs, they would be at the top of my page. Oh, They want to
It's using
enhance.
stock photos.
Yeah, totally. Wow, that's your website, huh, dude? Okay. We'll click on breast, I suppose. What do we got here? Revision, reduction, augmentation with lift.
he might be doing it as a marketing campaign. He seems like he's one of those like really smart marketing guys. My guess is he's using that as just a shock thing to just get traffic to his website. It's the same like what we just did right now.
We are going to have to find out, my friends. I'm a little surprised that it's not front and center on the website there, especially if he's going to be putting that out there. You would think, I mean, I like your idea there, Pharaoh, but you would think a plastic surgeon to the stars, the rich and famous of Beverly Hills, would not need to be super advertising, especially if they're out there on the doctors and all these shows and stuff. But I don't know. Click upgrade. Oh, okay, John. Okay, let's see. We've got a savvy viewer here. Let's see.
I was going to say
Upgrade.
you would think that we would have heard about this by now, right?
Right. Surgical body. I don't see upgrades neon package there, buddy, but I might just not be looking in the right place. Or that might be a
You have pop-ups turned off.
he goes, it's just a joke. I was about to say, or it might be a good joke. Nice one. You got me there. I'm just so confused. Is this real? Is it not? I mean, the website's there. It looks like this could be the guy if you wanted that, but we're going to have to do some more digging. And I just don't think it's worth any of our time at the moment, but maybe we'll revisit this topic. I mean, how transhumanist is that, though? Very just at its core, like, I want flashing LED lights in my knockers. What? Are you kidding?
The sad part, even if it is not real, that actually some people will go for it. That is the sad part.
I mean, it doesn't seem like out of bounds, technically speaking. Like they're just bags of saline, right? Bags of little jelly stuff, and it's easy to put a toggle inside of something that's squishy. We've seen them on, couches and all kind of weird stuff. Teledildonics. I mean,
Yeah, but the issue is not the technology. The issue is just as a medical device, because it has to be FDA approved device, right? So there is
good point.
security and other things that goes into place, right?
All right. Well, very intriguing there.
And
I
the
mean,
FDA has never been known to approve things that are unsafe.
yeah,
So,
weird, unsafe stuff. Yeah, no, not so much. We've never heard of
so are
anything
you
like
sure they
that
won't say
before.
yes? I don't know, man. I think they might say, "Oh, heck yeah, what a great idea."
Well, I mean the breast augmentations in and of themselves, minus any newfangled bells and whistles, they don't last a lifetime. Like most women that get them at a young age have to go back in and they have to have them taken out, and they calcify a lot of times. They build up calcification around the thing, and sometimes the thing pops, and there's all kind of circumstances. You could see it on that guy's website there, updates, removals, that kind of stuff. So, I mean, the fact that they were even approved in the first place, much like some other things the FDA's approved, are very questionable. I know people that have had their bodies have rejected those too, with the body complaining quite a bit and then having to have it undone. So I don't know. That's a mixed bag. That's a jungle of hard decisions for the ladies out there, I guess, and the they thems that are getting stuff done too, right?
It's probably not a stretch of the imagination to suggest that there's some palm greasing going on with the FDA since its beginnings. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Don't threaten us with a good time. We could sit here and spend the whole show like finding all the revolving doors and former
Oh,
lawyers that are
and I'll
now
point out,
managers.
right, not just money being thrown their way in the form of bribes or whatever, and lobbying, of course, to approve things, but also to have other things not approved. That has actually been something that I was exposed to at a younger age. That I realized, like, there are a lot of what people would describe as miracle cures that are just flat out denied because of the pressure from big pharma and other interested parties, as it were.
Right.
That
Right. A
might be
lot of that.
the more that might be actually a more dangerous power of the FDA until a recent memory, until what they did in 2020, 2021. Who did that, by the way? Oh, that's right. According to RK Jr., that was all because Biden. Oh, shit. Oh, whoops. I guess not. Anyway.
I don't know, man. That's a tough sell. It feels like kind of both teams had a hand in that, a big
Yeah,
hand in that.
they're complaining now about the fact that that was used by Biden to stamp on our freedoms, but they just did gloss over the fact that it was even done in the first place, right?
Yeah. Like it couldn't have been stopped dead in its tracks by the previous administration, but instead it was warp speeded into the next administration. Oh,
Yeah, so I think it's just first for the breast implant before we get out this topic. There is more and more actually doctors and even the FDA right now really forced device manufacturers to include some of the risks about breast implants when you go and put them in, because there are risks. They're even like say that you have to get imaging every 2 to 3 years, MRI on it to ensure that there is no leakage and there is no lymphoma generated and so on, because there are risks associated with it. So, I think it is no joke. I know, like it's some people like the size differences, but honestly, just putting that and augmenting your body with something that is toxic, given that there is actually science that back that, it's a decision that everybody needs to pay attention to when they do it.
Yeah, man. It's kind of like, the labeling on cigarettes and stuff. But again, when cigarettes were first introduced, and for many years, the FDA and other agencies were telling the public that they were safe and there was nothing wrong with them. I mean, we see this all the time. That's pretty much the narrative for the entirety of big pharma too.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, this is interesting.
Doctors smoking in the ER room while
Yeah.
performing operations.
Yeah, your pilot on the jet smoking Camel no filters while you're in flight. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so this does not answer our question about the doctor in Beverly Hills, but it does give credence to what we're questioning here. Is this even real? I just typed in LED breast implants into the search bar here, and I got this site, Lumen. But up at the top, look at this April Fool's joke. Breast implants, yes. Light up effect, no. Quote unquote Lumen, the luminous breast implant developed and distributed exclusively by the Lucerne Center. The supposed world first was an April Fool's Day hoax. So this goes back to 2020. So I'm wondering now if maybe Pharaoh is absolutely correct, and this is just a common hoax amongst breast implant peddlers for LOLs.
Most probably.
I don't know. You know that phenomenon where like the Babylon Bee stories from a couple years ago are now the actual real life headlines?
That's the thing, dude.
How do you know?
That's why I called this episode the glowiness of it all. Not only does that refer to the glowy fedness of so many big events that we see, but it also refers to just the glowing fakery of the world, the online world now. It's like everything is just coated in this, 3-layer cake of toxic propaganda and falseness.
And it's interesting because we each have glowing televisions behind us too, which was totally not planned.
Yeah. Well, it makes me think of the song by Meshuggah, Transfiction. There is a transfiction to the glowing lights that leads to what you see right here. This sort of marionette NPC. This is what leads to those around us turning into non-player characters, people with just installed identity politics and outrage.
A bonus fact when I made these graphics, so with the assistance of AI, of course, I was very keen to make sure that one puppet was controlling the people and another puppet is separately controlling the television.
Yeah, that's
And
important.
if you pay attention to who or what the puppets are, they're not normal puppeteers now, are they?
They look a little bit technocratic to me.
Interesting. Yeah.
All right. So if you're out there and you have a set of LED glowing implants, send Mystical Pharaoh a picture of them, please.
Include nipples.
Absolutely. And go ahead and carbon copy me in on that, would you?
I mean, we need proof at this point because this could all just be a big marketing scam. And,
I
hey,
can't believe you said carbon copy instead of CC.
isn't that great? Remember when they used to give you carbon copies of your receipt when they would like put your credit card in the little machine and yank it back and forth?
Mhm.
I hope the viewers and listeners know what I meant when I said carbon copy, but good point.
CC
Even though
ruckus.
it's funny because even though people know most people understand or know that the CC in email means carbon copy, they still don't click or understand what the BCC is. I hear it all the time, like, well, what's the BCC?
Oh man,
It's a back carbon copy.
that's a God mode cheat unlock right there. If you don't know what BCC is and you work with
If you
groups
know,
of
you
people,
know.
yeah, it's important. Definitely. If you don't use it, you could end up in trouble. Well, okay.
You're the CEO with the employee cheating on your wife on the kiss cam at the Coldplay concert.
Oh crap! Yeah, I saw that video. That went super viral. Sucks for them.
So can I go back to a comment that Ruckus was saying about the the RFK and Trump?
Oh yeah, please do.
Because I've been just burning to just comment on that.
There's a lot of stuff that we're all burning about right now, so let's
I
get
know,
into it.
I know. It's really interesting because you start seeing patterns emerging from the Trump first presidency and the second one. That really Trump presidency is about just ramming shit through, right? And setting precedents that then people are gonna come later and use it, right? Same exact thing, right? Oh, I just put warp speed to that, like, I didn't enforce it, and then Biden came and did it, right? And now he's ramming AI and surveillance state, and it's you know who knows what's gonna be launched in the next few days or the next, I guess, So it's really interesting, but my point is, it's a feature of his presidencies, and this is the danger part about Trump, is his Trojan horse, where he came in to pacify big part of what's supposed to be the dissident part of the population slash Republicans, right, and those red people in the red states, to just trust him while he installed all this shit all of us are going to pay for it, and we paid for it the first time with the COVID vaccine. And pretty soon we're going to pay for all what he's doing right now in the government, through the installation of this technocratic government and the surveillance state.
Yeah, man. It's Spore and I were talking about this earlier today, in sort of a different context, but it's like because we were talking about the motivations of people that have been radicalized. If that's gives you any clue as to what we were talking about, but we were trying to we were just discussing, like why this is happening in some cases, and lamenting the fact that we'll never know in most cases, but sort of focusing on the overall picture that's created, right? Like the overall picture is one of division, and one of more and more like exponentially radicalizing identity politics within people, so that they integrate them into their worldview, into their personality, into their psyche. They integrate them into ways they present themselves in public, ways they communicate with their friends and family and coworkers, or comrades. I don't know. But like and it's like it's not just one side doing it. It's both sides doing it, whether they know it or not. But there's this like feedback loop that happens in the mind of people who are like, I've chosen this one, or I've chosen that one, or I've chosen this, subsection of this one, or subsection of that one. And then everything is confirmation bias that makes sense. And everything else is outrage from the other side. And it just builds and builds and builds, especially when we've got alternating, you know, uh, liberal and conservative, if you will, I should say, Republican GOP and Democrat mindsets that are involved in this, right? So we had Obama years, and then boom, Trump years, and then boom, Biden years, and then boom, Trump years. It's just like the pendulum is going faster and faster now, and the outrage that is generated amongst conservatives while Democrats are in charge is bigger than it's ever been, and vice versa. And everybody's just trying to figure out on either side, like, oh, we have to go harder, we have to be more like them. Oh, we have to go harder, we have to be more like them and use their tactics. And now you've got, Con Inc., MAGA out there who will still claim it, cheerleading for Palantir, cheerleading for insane tariff ideas. Not all of them are bad, but some of them are fucked. That's just to name a couple things. And then like this soft pedal on the mRNA stuff. I mean, it just goes again and again and again. It just goes harder and harder and harder. And what happens is people just start clamoring for the reaction to what they didn't like when their party wasn't in charge, and don't look forward and see that, oh my gosh, if this flips and Gavin Newsom is the president in 3 years, what is he going to do with everything that has been added? What's he going to add on top of that? Nobody's taking shit away. Like, Trump came in and said he was taking a bunch of shit away, but he just moved a bunch of stuff around.
Dude, he even fired IRS and he just rehired all of them again.
I know, right? What a laugh, dude. I saw that and I was like, really? I had to report for like a year and a half on all these hires you guys were doing and arming these fucking guys. And then Trump comes, oh, we're going to stop all that. We're going to add a bunch of AI. It's going to be fantastic. You'll never be late on your taxes again. It's going to be crazy. Oh, and then, 6 months later, 7 months later, let's just, do tens of thousands of hires. Fuck it.
Yeah, because he wants the revenue, right? So it's and these people he's hiring is not to go over the 1%. They have enough people for the 1% they are talking about, right? This is to go after middle class America and try to squeeze everybody out. That's what it's all about. We said that, and I said this exact statement in 2020. 2020 and COVID marked the biggest wealth transfer ever in this nation history, right? And that's exactly what happened. They transferred the wealth of people into big corporation. And this Trump administration is doing nothing but continuation of this. And even the push he's doing right now to reduce interest rates in September is going to do nothing but devaluing this dollar even more. And he himself came out and said that, yes, a weaker dollar is okay. At least that allows us to make more money, right? It's not us that's going to make money, right? It's not the middle class or poor people that's going to make money. It's big corporation that's going to make more money, right? So this is very soon, middle class in America is going to be squeezed out and nobody's going to cry about them.
Well, there's going to be some middle class people crying about it. That's for sure, and you're right though, dude. This is, for example, Spore and I, we got a couple of denim jackets from a small family-owned Norwegian company who have close ties to the music industry there, right? So I got like an Ulver denim jacket, and I got her Dark Throne denim jacket, and we love them. They're awesome. Like, this is one of their pieces of marketing. They don't pay me to say this, but it's true. You can fit 10 beers in the pockets of these denim jackets. I don't know if they'll fit tall boys, but they'll definitely fit standards. And they sent us an email the other day saying you've got 48 hours to make any purchases if you live in the United States because of the tariffs that are in place now. We cannot sell there anymore. And I'm just like, what the fuck, man? I thought these were supposed to be the kind of tariffs that helped the country out, not the kind that made it impossible for us to do business with, family businesses in other countries. Isn't that one of the things about globalism, right? Like if we were utopian about globalism, wouldn't it be cool if, we could pick heritage level stuff from artisans in other countries and pay for it without, absorbent taxes and tariffs? No, no, no. We have to make it such that the United States government, never mind Trump, never mind who's doing it. Let's make it so the United States government can pick and choose who gets to do business. What could go wrong with that?
Yeah, and it is not. It's not even. I'm actually okay with tariffs, but the issue with tariffs and the way he's did tariffs is
For corporations, yeah, but not for like little people, right?
well, I'm okay with tariffs as a way to build back our industry. So if he's going to help American mom and pop shop to actually be able to create this denim in US, right, and sell it to us, I'm all for that, right? That's when I voted for him and he was talking about tariffs. That's I wanted a plan to bring back industries in the US. He did the opposite of that. There is no long-term plan. There is no long-term plan, and what he's doing is just slapping tariffs. He's using tariffs as sanctions, right? Which is crazy and stupid because all what it's going to do is just going to backfire on us. That's what's going to happen. And
He's using it as leverage, man, and he's not using it as leverage that's going to
that's
fix the
right.
market or
That's right.
bring small businesses back. Like, there's no small business coming. We're not getting our small businesses back. We're not getting
Oh,
our industrial manufacturing back. We're getting, big companies that are doing, $500 beautiful deals and shit. But I don't really give a fuck about Apple or Hyundai or Toyota. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, you know this is
the U.S. economy is based on, or what build that economy is small businesses. None of the administration policies right now is helping local businesses. All what he's doing is helping big corporations, and
well,
it's
it was based on
consumers.
that until NAFTA came along, and then it's just slowly gotten worse and worse
That's
and
right,
worse.
and
And
that's
and
the
Trump
same.
is just, adding on to the pile at this point, man.
Yeah, and it is the same time when NAFTA came in, right? That's when they started pushing our manufacturing to China. It's all that happened in that early 90s. That's when they decided, you know what? It is not worth it to do anything here in US. Let's just deindustrialize ourselves and hire cheap labor everywhere else in the world, right? And turn us into a consumer. And not just that is let's take the debt creation, right? And turn the debt creation into nothing more than buying assets and buying consumer products, which is do nothing but create more inflation, right? So really the debt, which can be tool to build economies, we used it to increase consumerism, right? And that's what we saw in COVID, right? We the banks started issuing money and debt everywhere, right? And that's what created the crazy inflation. People went and bought like cars, bought all the shit, right, on credit cards, right? And that's what we're feeling right now is all the debt that got created during COVID by this consumer boom that they did by forcing everybody into isolation in their homes to push you mentally that the only relief you can have is going and buying shit. That was one big piece of that psychology they did to us. It's cornering you more into the consumer mindset because that was the only relief of people is to go out and buy stuff.
Yeah, man. It goes back to what you were saying earlier. 2020 was the beginning of the most rapid and largest consolidation of wealth and resources that we've ever seen. And that's what this is all about, in my opinion. I think that the whole bring industry back to America, blah, 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 that's all window dressing. That's all marketing for American voters. What they're really doing is just their side, and by their in this statement, I'm talking about the GOP slash, whoever, GOP and friends. They're doing their side of the resource and financial consolidation right now. The Democrats did it for 4 years during Joe Biden, and now the GOP's doing it. And a lot of that debt consolidation is being done in concert with a few foreign nations. All right. One
Mhm.
small one in the Middle East and a bunch of them in the EU.
Yeah, so it is really, I think September is going to be a crazy month. I'm so anxious and looking forward to see that executive order and that crypto. What's the name of that crypto thing he signed? Um,
Which one? He's got
Yeah,
the
this
Clarity
yeah.
Act.
Clarity Act. Yeah, right. Combine that with the interest rates. I'm interested to see what's going to happen to stock market and the crypto. But whatever it is, whatever play they are doing here, right? This is not for us. This is for basically those large money to start moving and really reshaping that flow of money before the financial system collapse. Because just a collapse is inevitable. That's what it is.
Right.
That's
And you
just ready
and
for
you know,
UBI.
yeah, and you know that they, the proverbial they in these conversations, know when that's going to happen and know how that's going to happen, why that's going to happen, and how to be on the beneficiary side of that equation. Right. And that's what I think is so frustrating. It's like we've spent the last, what is this, 2025? We've spent the last 5 years watching a warp speed consolidation of wealth and resources. And it's not for our benefit because they're doing that. And, I shout out to Shredder, who contributed a video to the Boiler Room back in 2015. All right. 10 years ago, Eurboric form of Boiler Room. And I played some clips from it at the time. And it was a couple of luxury brand CEOs, like, I don't know, maybe like the Gucci CEO and another CEO sitting there on a stage. And they were talking about how to remain relevant in a future where there is no middle class. Essentially, I'm paraphrasing. Um, but the fact that those type of people were doing that, luxury brands were doing that 10 years ago, says something. It means something. It wasn't just trend watching. I suppose it's possible that it was just trend watching, but I think there's something deeper going on there because they were essentially talking about how to position their brands. Because let's face it, a luxury brand, right, is attractive when you've got a system that's somewhat functional, right? You've got credit cards, you've got cash, you've got the ability to sell stuff. People in certain cities willing to steal stuff and rob stuff, right? Especially if the policies there allow it to a certain extent. Talking to you, California. But in a transitional state, right? Like imagine a transitional state into a technocratic future where jobs are harder to get, artificial intelligence is running a lot of stuff. How does a luxury brand stay relevant? What does Gucci do? Well, they spend 10 years thinking about it. They use all their insider resources to figure out when the change is coming, what the change consists of, what the future will look like. Do we have access to that information? Not really. Do they? Most likely. So, if luxury brands are figuring that out and working towards be staying relevant in a world that maybe, for example, most people's income only exists in universal basic income.
This is
Right?
interesting, Hesher, because right now there is a phenomenon overtaking the cryptocurrency space. There are companies that, here's one example, GameStop. How is GameStop doing? Anyone? What is the future of GameStop looking like?
Why would anyone go to GameStop at this point right
Exactly.
now today? I have Steam. I have the Xbox gaming marketplace. I've got iPhones and Androids with downloadable games on them. Like, why? Other than, okay, here's one reason I would go to GameStop. I have a pile of Xbox 360 games that are collecting dust and have not been played in 5 years. I could go down there, drop, all 20 of those off and maybe make $10 or something like that.
Just enough for a couple fries at McDonald's, bro. Okay, so thank you for proving my point. So, and I'll just go ahead and say this. GameStop knows that. They know that they are facing a future where they are going to be irrelevant.
Their Blockbuster Video in 2006, right?
Yeah, so you know what they did recently? A whole host of companies are doing this, including this is just a perfect example. They just started buying Bitcoin. They're just buying Bitcoin and putting it on their books. And now there are other companies that have been doing this. There's a company that makes video games. They stopped making video games. Now all they do is buy Bitcoin. We are now witnessing the formation of what are called or being referred to as Bitcoin treasury companies. I believe Trump and his family and friends are heavily involved in these sorts of things and or are starting them as we speak. But the thing is, the companies exist solely for the purpose of purchasing Bitcoin, specifically in this case, and just holding Bitcoin. So while everything else around the world falls apart and loses value, they remain relevant. They still have a value. So I'm like, okay, well, why would a retailer? I think this might answer your question about this old video that was provided there, Hesher. What could these companies do to remain relevant in a world that is moving towards universal basic income? Everybody living, operating, breathing, eating, sleeping in the metaverse. I don't know. I suppose these are large enough brand names to survive whatever the coming shift is. Who wouldn't want a Gucci bag inside the metaverse? See, and I do know that they are working on these things. So that Gucci bag, which used to have a concept and a meaning, and it's what's that word when it's like you're showing off the bling? It's a status symbol. There we go. In the real world, well, why bother making it in real life when we could just have a digitized, tokenized, tracked and traced NFT token version of it to sell to the plebs who are just locked up inside of their pods, the idiocracy matrix pods, baiting
Coom pod.
the Coom pods in the metaverse. And in the meantime, those companies continue to benefit off of this new currency economic system that's moving forward. Why Bitcoin? Well, because Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies can be a medium of exchange between the robots, between the AI agents. The companies and everything will be running themselves. They won't even need the humans. No more human workers. No more human HR. Why do you need HR if you haven't got any humans? No managers. No. It's all AI. It's all AI agents. All algorithms, self-running, self-servicing machines, and they are interacting with each other in a new system. I can't say the word right, but they're paying each other with the cryptocurrency. And so basically, if that's the medium of exchange, now the US dollar and all that garbage has gone away. The only thing that's worth money in this new system is Bitcoin. He who has the most Bitcoin in this example, I'm not saying run out and buy all the Bitcoin in the world. I would never say that. I would probably be buying as much as I could, not financial advice, of course. But anyways, you see, so things are changing in a very bizarre way, and the answer might be right in front of everybody's face, because the way that the wealth transfers always happen, the way that these people benefit while the rest of the world suffers, is they only do one thing different than the average person. They're invested. They're heavily invested in the stock markets, in cryptocurrencies. They understand the economy. They know what money is and what it isn't. This scenario that Mystical Pharaoh described as being a scary one about debt. No, that's a great thing for some people because debt is money. Money is debt. That's what makes the world go round. But all of this concept about what money is about to have a significant change. And it's very confusing for me to keep track of it. It's even more confusing for me to try to explain to people. But the whole concept of work and money has been a representation of the way that we describe work and energy in physics. Work is the energy is the potential for work, and work is the kinetic action. It's so hard to explain, but that's all worked into this whole system. The reason we run around this damn hamster wheel for these pieces of paper, it means nothing, but it's part of this energy system, and it's all the way that the world works, and it's changing. And because they don't need us anymore, because of the technology, the technocracy that they are now, through their little sneaky ways, having us, some of us, the Laura Loomers out in the world, pushing for Palantir, come save us. Gideon, oh, please, can we have some Gideon served up to us on a hot steaming plate? Can we, while we're at it, let's throw some National Guard troops on the streets in case anyone wants to get out there and complain about this stuff before it's too late. Oh, anyways, I'm going on a wild rant. Sorry.
No,
Go ahead, Mystical
no,
Pharaoh.
it's interesting you mentioned the National Guards. I was looking at that map of Trump deploying National Guards and the overlap between it, and most of it are really in red states. And someone was circulating that, and my first comment is like, why do you
Red
think
states
that?
with blue cities, huh?
Yeah, and my point is, well, if there is any dissent against all of that, is going to be in those red states, right? So that's where you need to have the most control.
It's brilliant, dude. I mean, think about it. Like, think about if Gavin Newsom really was president next time around. He could crack down on rural red areas in blue states. You know what I mean? Like, they could use their own identity politic against themselves while their own voters are clamoring for it to happen over the problem reaction solution stuff. It's insane, dude. This is James Bond villain level brilliance right here. And there is not a fucking thing any of us are going to do to change it. That's the fucked up part. Like, this is happening. This is coming. This is sitting on our face right now. It doesn't even have the massager and the LED lights. It's just straight up sitting on our face. Like Jay said that one time years ago, like the mean older brother that's pinning you down and farting on your face. That's technocracy. That's authoritarianism. That's identity politics. That's mass media cartel. That's the reality right now. And it is just amazing to watch it function, to watch the feedback loops, the cybernetic feedback loops, and say, wow, look what they did today. Look at the way they influenced people today. This is bananas. We, as a society, are clamoring for our own destruction. We're sitting here forgetting. I was on Mike Ryan's show. Shout out to Mike Ryan. On Monday night, I think it was Monday evening, and he asked me how to fix this in America. And I told him, I said, there's no fixing this. This doesn't roll back. This doesn't change. It took generations to get to where we are right now. Yeah, that's right. That's the only way back. And that's what I told him. I said, the only way backwards to a place of sanity. We're not going to stop the technocracy, but the only way backwards is one that is already in our back pocket. It's the Constitution. It's the Bill of Rights. It's constitutionality. That is the only way we protect ourselves from technocracy, from all this crap. And I said, that motivation has to be there. And we are not motivated to look backwards to our founding principles. We're motivated to be outraged by what the dialectic is doing, or we're motivated to be excited about what the political dialectic is doing. And there's no third choice.
So if anybody noticed my small uh, headline there, right? It goes exactly to the heart of this. Freedom is much larger than immediate pleasure. And that's exactly, they got everybody, that conditioning of generation we're talking about, is they got everybody to be conditioned into this immediate pleasure, right? And that's how you give your freedom away. Because all what you want is just this instantaneous hit. It doesn't matter anything in the future. It doesn't matter anything else. I just want this hit right now, right? And it can come from feeling that rush from like my sharing to my teams. It can come from going out and buying something, right? From what they offer me, whatever that dopamine hit you get in this instance. That's what they conditioned all of us. And one of my, I've been working on this. One of the things I've been working in this year on is trying to decondition myself out of that immediate pleasure shit that they just, without knowing, everybody just got into it. We all got addicted to it. And unless you start being aware of this, you will never break away from it. And it is nothing easy. This is like hard shit. It's like addiction, right? And you have to to really work so hard to resist it and say no. I'm not going for that immediate pleasure, whatever it is, right?
It's so
But
temporary, especially if it's
it is, man. But
shopping, dude. Oh my God. Like shopping, eating out, drinking, drugging, that kind of stuff. It's just like it's its own feedback loop. You know what I mean?
it is, and that's how they rolled everybody into that whole debt we were talking about, because that's part of that dopamine hit, right? So sadly, and I'm talking about this from someone coming from a society that at some point, Egypt was rich. Egypt had the Egyptian pound was, it was actually people back in the 50s. They like dollar, like one Egyptian pound was like what, like $3 or something crazy like that, right? The Egyptian pound was stronger than the gold pound, right? And all of a sudden, all that went away, right? And it started happening gradually, and then coming like 2010, like in one day, everybody woke up. Everybody was worth half what they had, right? And
Especially if they owned a home, right?
yeah, and if you have money in the bank, it was worth nothing, right? And this is not to just be doom and gloom. It is just to really to tell people, if you're not, if you did not start conditioning yourself or paying attention to that, you're going to be in a hard awakening that this life of convenience they weaved you into is just gonna go away. And the only way to break away from it is to start going inward into self-reflections, into focusing on what really matters, which is ties to other people around you. Because in time of hardships, which is coming, it's just inevitable. The only way for you to survive and actually come out of it is by going inward and focusing on what's important in life for you, which is not that consumer shit they conditioned us to be.
Grok, is this true? Grok.
Rock,
Is
help
this
me out
true?
here. I don't understand. Yeah, our liquidity is no, our debt is their liquidity, right? So that's the system we're in right now. Our debt is their liquidity. They can take the amount of debt that we have as a nation or whatever nation you're in, if it's a westernized nation, and they can make bets with it. They can throw it to shady intelligence companies. They can throw it to people that make fake marketing videos about LED light up massaging boobies, all that stuff, right? Like our debt is their fun money. And this really doesn't even have to change for them. This is very simple for those in the 1% as we move into the technocratic phase. Then it becomes our tokens are their liquidity, right? Like we are granted tokens. That's what UBI is. You're granted some tokens. And if you're crafty and if you're ahead of the curve, you may be creating your own tokens, right? You may be mining some Bitcoin. You may be, I don't know, invested in some stuff. There's many ways. You may be Captain Rumbucket. What's up, dude? Good to see you. It's here. That's right. It is here. It's here already, bro. It is here. Uh, and it doesn't really change that much as we move into the technocratic era, right? Like we're no longer the goose that lays the golden egg. They're going to replace the goose with a mechanical goose. The mechanical goose will be taxed on its earnings. Those taxes will go to your universal basic income. That universal basic income will become your new tokens. Your tokens represent your value. If you're not a good global citizen, you may not be eligible for any tokens. Oh, what happens then? You know, did you step outside the lines on your social media? Did you step outside the lines on your recent live stream? Infidel Mystical Pharaoh, I can't see that link. It doesn't work, but I saw that you sent me a link. Over to you.
Yeah, if you just open it, it was an image from an X post that Elon Musk did like a couple of days ago. It's in our Boiler Room Discord chat.
I'll look for it. It says it's unavailable when I click on that.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can tag you on it.
Well, I pulled up this tweet because as you were saying that, that reminded me of something that happened the other day. It was on August 26th, just a couple days ago. So somebody I don't follow, of course, showed up on my For You tab. We think you're going to love this person, whoever they are. Somebody named Shipwreck, I guess. But they were reposting something that Elon Musk had posted, and it's that I would like to share with you. Elon Musk was talking to some people. He says there will be universal high income, and then he puts in quotation marks, not merely basic income. And then he says everyone will have the best medical care, food, home, transport, and everything else, sustainable abundance. Is that the tweet that you have?
Yeah, this is the one I was talking about.
Oh shit, man, we are on the same
I got it on
page.
screen too while you were saying it, Ruckus.
Get out of here. Crazy. Yeah. Okay. So this person who posted it, when they posted it, the Shipwreck person said, is it really too much to ask? So these people who are like the people who were like screaming against this type of stuff. And if it was a Democrat, if we were under any other administration right now, this shit would not fly, is all I'm saying. Like, but the people are begging for it. They're asking for it. Like, go back a few years ago. Do you think people online were saying, oh, I think that it's a good idea to be doing what we're seeing China doing and move towards this this idea of like central bank digital currencies and like, no, we all said no against it. We think it's bad that China's spying on everybody and they're moving swiftly to pre-crime. That would never happen in America. Oh, hello. You know, Palantir, go Palantir. It's just getting crazy. It's getting crazy. But I don't understand how somebody like Elon Musk, who's the world's richest person, can be sitting here talking about how everyone is going to be on the same level. That is not going to happen. He is smoking crack. He has moved from the horse tranquilizers and the Diet Coke straight to smoking crack. Either that or you are smoking crack if you honestly think that we're all going to get the same treatment, all the best medical treatment, all the money in the world. We'll all have the same things. We'll all have 5 Teslas if we want. How does this work? It's not going to work. It's bullshit. It's fake utopia, hopium, and everybody's tripping. So, anyway.
I like what John said. With my social credit score, I already owe them. That's why we called the Boiler Room the Social Rejects Club, my friend. Remember that scene from the movie Falling Down with Michael Douglas, where there's the guy out in front of the bank with the sign that says, I'm not financially viable, because he couldn't get a loan because he was not financially viable? Well, you may not be socially viable in the new world. So welcome to the new world. It's a very different one. No. Yeah, definitely. Awake Jake. What's up, Jake? Data is the new dollars now. That's right. That so, there's been some, and I myself have been involved in this because we're trying to figure out who's the goose that lays the golden egg. Where is the fucking golden egg in the new world? Okay. We know it was on the backs of laborers, right? And on the backs of intellectuals in the old world. Where is it in the new world? Because as if you've been watching us, you saw us talk about that Microsoft article where they gave you 40 jobs, 40 careers that are relatively safe, and 40 careers that are not in the coming months or years. Well, you are still the goose that lays the golden egg. I can finally say this, okay? You, my friend, are still the goose that lays the golden egg, but your golden egg is no longer your labor, your intellect, the sweat of your brow, right? It's your fucking data. It's what kind of porno you watch. Or if you're a weirdo that doesn't watch porno, it's all that kind of stuff. It's what are you going to buy next? What are you shopping for? We know you want that oxytocin hit, and you don't get it from an attaboy at work anymore. All you get is Donald Trump on X or Gavin Newsom on X telling you what your big win is and what your big loss is and what your big fear should be. Oh my God. You should fear a transsexual shooter in your child's school, perhaps. Oh my God. What? You should fear your daughter dancing on a pole with LED lights in her fake tits, perhaps. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Ruckus, I'm scared. What do we do? What are we going to do? Let's
Don't
let
be
the
scared.
authoritarians and technocrats tell us what to do. Let's give them our data because I'm still the goose. I have the golden egg. It's not the sweat of my brow. No. It's simply my data. It's simply what I might buy next. It's simply what I might want to hump next. Fuck me. This what a mess, dude. What an absolute mess.
Well,
It's not that bad.
so number one, this is spot on, right? It is you are the one who's laying the golden egg, and it is your data, right? But that still, we are still in a stage, we are in control still, right? Because you can choose to opt out of being given the full control over you and the data, right? Because that system is still being built, right? I think they put the infrastructure and the foundation, and right now is about filling in that, right? And this is not going to be in a year, it's going to take a few years, right? So remember last, like a couple of episodes ago when we were talking about AI, right? And we were saying that we have few companies in the world, right, is trying to push that technology, right, into a certain direction, right, and trying to push that narrative and market that narrative in a way to get you into buying into that narrative, to keep giving them your data the way they want you to give it, right? Because they have to get your buy-in, right? And that's where you have to take the conscious decision right now. How do you want the future to be, right? Do you still want to be involved in this immediate pleasure, right? While you're giving them your data and selling out your freedom, so that a couple of years down the road from now, right, you find yourself sitting there just tied to whatever the health system they create, right? Because you choose now, in the day we're in right now, to be involved in it, right? So you better wake the fuck up before one day you would be completely out of control.
Yeah, man. It's bad. It's bad. It's especially bad for young people. It's especially bad for kids. You know what I mean? Like some of us, if you're 46 or above, grew up without internet. Did weird things like ride skateboards, go to concerts, drive around cities lost, shoulder tap for beer, stuff that, you kids don't do these days. Um, and that's just all gone. Like we're the Generation X is the dying breed uh right now when it comes to this. And luckily we have the the positive to that is Generation X and Boomer Gen, if they were paying attention, have had the opportunity to witness all this change and to know that there's a lot of stuff going on the interwebs right now that is reaction based, which may seem a little bit ironic because Boiler Room is sort of a reaction based show to current events. And a lot of that is video footage that we gather, articles, video, media that we gather, right? That we consume and then analyze right here. But now it's like reality is being curated through that stuff. And that's why I find it interesting to sort of be the Social Rejects Club and be here in the Boiler Room and be among the people who were a decade ahead in criticizing technocracy, authoritarianism, imperialism, globalism, all the isms, all the isms that are now that wicked older brother sitting on our faces, farting and laughing at us as, we sort of have to play their game, right? Just to make it through the day. So, like, for example, Nick Fuentes right now, so fucking popular. I cannot believe how many people have been sending me Nick Fuentes videos. And it's like, okay, but he was sitting right there, dick riding Kanye all the way into Alex Jones's studio on his opening day back to X. And now he's going around and going for all the low hanging racial fruit. I mean, it's social commentary. It may feel timely, but it's late. It's late in the game. It's fucking late. I don't know what else to say about it. And it's popular now. All of a sudden, it's popular. And it's just bizarre. It's so strange to me that this is where we're at. Like, we here in the Boiler Room, we're sitting there through alt-right, we were sitting there through Trump 1.0, we were sitting there through COVID, we were sitting there through, the stabbies and the vaxies and the jabbies. And now it's all political. It's all political. It's all acceptable political talk. We've lost friends over it. We've lost family over it. We've lost business opportunities over it. We've been ostracized from society over it. And now people who have questionable backgrounds are sitting there going, "You're a Fed. No, you're a Fed. No, you're a Fed. No, you're a Fed." Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, you guys should all be in the realm of maybe a Fed or something like that. You guys are all insanely not shadow banned like we have been for a decade for stuff like we were among the first to be shadow banned. Look it up. Matt Taibbi said it himself. Sunday Wire with Patrick Henningsen, which is hosted right here on Alternate Current Radio, guest hosted by myself And this guy over here, a lot of times, co-hosted by myself, and this guy over here, a lot of times, produced by myself for a decade now, on that list. Look it up, Twitter Files 1.0, 21st Century Wire. We couldn't have a closer ally. We couldn't have a closer colleague. We couldn't be more connected to another outlet than 21st Century Wire. Man, it's frustrating. The whole thing is frustrating. But at the same time, like, I'm enjoying it at this point. I am fully enjoying it. Whoever manages those, visibility filters and shadow bans, thanks. Thanks for the shout outs. Atlantic Council, thanks. Thanks for the shout outs. Kate Starbird at whatever fucking university you worked at, thanks for the shout outs. You've affected us negatively in great ways, financially, metrics wise. I could go on. Why do you not do that to some of these other people? How is it that Candace Owens is like in the top 5 podcasts in the nation? All of a sudden, I agree with a lot of things she's saying. I'm not making a commentary here, but like the whole like Fuentes versus Candace versus Rogan versus fucking whoever. I just don't have time for it anymore. I mean, I appreciate some of the big podcasts pushing this stuff out there, but at the same time, it's like, where were you a decade ago when we had Gerard Coleman on the show, or all these different people? Like, why has that not been lifted? Why are all these other people allowed to talk about this stuff and we're not? I just don't understand.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because right now, you have to look at it in the bigger picture, right? With all that what we're saying, the alignment we're saying right now, they have to give you some sense of something is changing, right? There is some kind of shift, right? Because they have to keep you pacified, right? While they are doing some of the big moves, right? So this is what they are trying to do right now, is using these guys as a way to pacify you. That's why they are allowed to speak, right? It's a relief for these people who are just going to sit there, because none of them offer solutions, right? Right? None of them say you have to unplug from the system, right? None of them say, you know what, be a rebel and raise your kid the way that you want the future to be, right? Unplug your kids and raise them the way you want the future to be. Raise them as human beings, right? So that's why they are allowed to speak.
Yeah. And I think it goes back to what I was saying earlier also too, and I've said many times since the whole Fuentes, Kanye, Milo, Jones experience on X. We're in a new era now. Something has changed greatly, and it has to do with the Overton window. And I think they're fostering, they, quote unquote, the culture creators are fostering an environment where there is this newfound freedom. I'm using lots of radio air quotes for those of you just listening here. You can hear me slowing down for the air quote. Freedoms online to further radicalize people, right? It's like, okay, there's anti-Zionists, anti-political Zionists out there. Let's let them speak, and we will let it happen on X, and it will be the center, like the nexus of the narrative that we create around that to clamp down on it. That's what it feels like is going on here. Maybe it's all organic and I'm just, dumb or paranoid, but it doesn't feel that way. Not to me.
No, it is not. Nothing work organic this way. Sadly,
Yeah.
these guys, it's always connected.
Right. And it's not for our benefit. That's the main takeaway here in the theme is it's not for Ruckus. It's not for Pharaoh. It's not for me. It's not for you. It's for them. And what it is exactly what we've been talking about: the consolidation of resources, the consolidation of finances, the consolidation of energy and power, the globalization of that, the federalization of that. And it has nothing to do with any of us, other than that they have figured out, radio quotes again, have figured out how to keep us being the goose that laid the golden egg and make us totally disposable and make us completely subject to social credit scores.
But why? Why bother? These people think that they're going to live forever, right?
Maybe they will.
Why do they even need us around? It makes no sense to me. None of this makes any sense to me anymore, unless there's really something going on that we're really, really not privy to. I mean, it could be something really out there. They could be like, well, shit, we know that the entire universe is going to collapse in on itself in approximately 355 days.
It'll be a pole
We gotta
reversal.
get ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
All knows.
There'll be a little meteorite that's going to land, or a pole reversal, or who knows? Like, there's so many.
Okay, listen, the Stargate thing, right? Where they're like that's the new Project Warp Speed, right? Is they did the this Project Stargate. We're gonna inject all these ungodly. I already forgot the insanely high number, billions of dollars into all this
600 billion
AI.
each.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm like, I can't even do the math in my head about any of this stuff. This is
So
insane.
if we get
That's
if we get 3 billionaires to each contribute 600 billion each, it'll be 600 billion.
Wonderful. Isn't that fun to think about? But the thing is, like, but allegedly that's also that we can invest here on the home soil so we can beat China with this AI thing. So we got to build these data centers and we got to get the robots out there and all the things. And you pretend and you think that this needs money, right? In the midst of all that, not long after that, China, by the way, came out and said, are you sure about that? Here's a little thing called DeepSeek. That's free, by the way, and it didn't cost us hardly anything to train it. Weird. It seems to be smarter than your AI. Oh, shit. So where is all this money going? You know, I think I didn't. I'm like, how come I didn't realize this right out of the gate, that this is just a giant black hole for them to throw money into for God only knows what? And I'm like, this money is not going to AI. I'm sure some of it's going to some of that, but what's the bigger picture? What are they really doing with this? If they truly are disinvested into warp speeding the AI so quickly, and we all understand this by now, I hope you understand this. I hope beyond hope you understand this, that the AI advancement is not for my benefit, not for Hesher's, not for Pharaoh's, not for your benefit. It's for their individual benefit. What's the number one thing that they ultimately are always seeking to achieve? What could the super smart problem solving AI that's capable of creating codes and writing new ideas? I think you're onto something. I really think that the reason that they did all this is so that they could hurry the F up and become immortal. And because, like, why the hell would you call this thing Project Stargate? They name these things, or did they call it Project whatever they called it, right? But it is Stargate. But they name these things on purpose. So, you know, when you look at the warp speed, that's a little self-explanatory. But in this case, what the hell does Stargate and stargating have anything to do with AI? No, that's more like crossing into a new dimension, into other beings, all sorts of weird esoteric shit that has nothing to do with AI. You know what I mean? So, like, what are they really doing? And then I thought for a second, Hesher, I'm not going to lie, are they just taking all this money and this is the final nail in the coffin for the Project Bluebeam and they're ready to just bring us the aliens already?
Well, you know me. I think that's what the Agenda 2030 reveal is going to be. It's going to be Bluebeam-esque.
Probably.
You know, that's my assumption is if Bluebeam is going to happen, it's going to happen in about 4 years. But someone mentioned, I don't remember who it was, but earlier in the chat, someone mentioned EMP pulse, right? Like when we were talking about the new way. I think the EMP pulse and the nuclear war are off the table because they can't have their technocracy if the fiber optic cables don't work. You gotta have,
Oh, the whole technology is gonna stop, right?
yeah. I mean, that hurts the technocrat too much to pop an EMP unless it's nationally localized and it's part of a like cyber polygon plan. Then yeah, then I could see that happening. So I wouldn't take it off of the chessboard altogether, but for the most part, like a country or a block of countries may get hit with something like that, and media there's Media Bear. An EMP would be freaking awesome. What's up, Media Bear? Let's do it. Fuck it. Let's do it. I agree. Yes. Okay. So an EMP would be awesome because only us media bears and political animals might survive. So, there is an option
No,
for that.
I think it's the other way around. I just recently did a little digging into this, and I was like, well, shit. Apparently, if it's all to be believed, and I do believe it, initially anyways, they're prepared for that. The military, they're not stupid. They're ready for this. A lot of things that would be a big problem in case of a massive, huge EMP, everything's been hardened against that, and it's really not going to do half of the things that we've been led to believe that it will, but they will have a significant effect on us, the little plebs. Again, I mean, if they did something like that, it's only going to hurt us. It's not going to slow anything down in the government, the military, none of that shit. Everything's going to be fine. The communications are still going to be good. Plus, all of the technocratic grids, surveillance system shit that they've been laying down is probably already hardened against that type of attack. And I imagine it's also the case in other countries, such as China and whatnot.
I think it will be anything.
China? Did you
That
say
will be
China?
anything to create chaos, like mass chaos,
Yeah.
as you're saying.
Yeah, it's easy for them to flick a switch and then say, well, shit, that happened because alien drones from China turned off. They blew up an EMP. We got to go get them, boys. We got to go to. It was Venezuela. It's time to bring the hurt to Venezuela.
That'll be the new promised land, right?
It's like that movie, the sun, not like what's her name? What's the name of the actor in Pretty Woman?
Oh, Julia Roberts?
Julia
Richard
Roberts.
Gere.
There was a movie of Julia Roberts and her husband going on a vacation home, and then like a crazy black event happened, and
That's
they
the
moved.
Obama movie, right?
The Obama movie, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's that kind of shit.
Leave the world
it's-
behind.
It's called
The world
wait, what is it called? I almost fucked that up.
Isn't that it? Leave the world behind?
Yeah, Leave the World Behind. There you go.
Yeah, what's the name on that one, right?
Uh-huh. And why would
Project Stargate? Leave the world behind? Ah, shit.
and why would a former president like be involved in a movie about that? I mean, that movie, okay, so if you haven't seen Leave the World Behind, don't. It's a crappy movie. First off, most importantly, don't waste your time. I will spoil it for you right now. The main takeaway in Leave the World Behind, which is produced by the Barack and Michelle Obama production company, who have a multi-hundreds of thousands of dollar deal with Netflix. Man, I thought Netflix was going to be so cool back in 2014 or so. Oh my God, I was such a Netflix advocate in 2014. I was like, yes, these guys are going to come along and destroy mainstream media. It's going to be amazing. Well, it is no longer that. Anyways, the movie, the takeaway for me from the movie was this: it is possible at any moment for an EMP style, World Economic Forum style cyber polygon event to take place, and that your own government would benefit from it and maybe have even been involved in it, but you'll never know. And what they will do is they will drop propaganda flyers in neighboring towns telling you, depending on what town you live, oh, our nation's under attack, and it was right-wing extremists in one town. In another town, our nation's under attack, and it was North Korea. In another town, our nation's under attack, and it was fill in the blank. And the takeaway from the government insider in the movie was, we'll never know. We can't know. We'll never know. We have no internet at the moment. Every other town is being told this, that, and the other. So those people are all being radicalized against a different group, right? And it may or may not have been the government. It's amazing. I mean, it is if you're interested in propaganda and you're able to completely separate yourself from what you're watching, it's worth watching in that sense, as an analysis as to why a former president would be involved in something like that. And by the way, who was it? Someone in our Discord chat. We have a Discord chat. This is not a paid advertisement. Wanted to know what kind of IPA I was drinking. It's a Voodoo Ranger Juice Force IPA, and it's the fucking bomb. And I don't drink beer. I have not been a beer drinker in like 15 years, and this stuff is fucking great. Big ups to Grunt of the Boiler Room, because I think he bought me my first Voodoo Ranger Juice Force. So there you go. I made a big fuck up in the chat, and I was like, what a fool. And I was talking about Mike Patton because he's a total COVIDian scaredy cat, even though I love his music. But I replied to the wrong one. I replied to Mad Mink, who was simply asking what I was drinking. And I'm like, what a fool. So anyway, there you go.
And that's juice, right? Juice.
That's right. I'm drinking juice.
Got to be careful, man, what you say.
9% juice. All right. I got some links from you guys here in my backup chat. Are you guys watching there's I doubt anyone from StreamYard is watching this, but if there was, there's a bug in the system where people that comment on X get stuck at the bottom of our comments thread.
It's from the future. Did you notice the timestamp?
Yeah, the timestamps are all wacky, and like everything new that's coming in on YouTube and Rumble is like stacked on top of our commenter on X. And I'm happy to see we have a commenter on X. What is going on, Seeker Janie? With the great comment, Cyber Poly Panopticon. There you go. Yeah, exactly. And it's the WWE shit Jim Brewer talks about, right? Yeah. And it's also the stuff George Carlin used to talk about. It's a big club and you're not in it. That's exactly what we're talking about when we're talking about the goose that lays the golden egg and all of that stuff. So also seeing people saying they got late notifications for the show. So sorry if that happened. It's going to be a lot easier very soon here because what I mentioned in the beginning of the show, you may have missed. We're going to be moving our primary podcasting platform to Podbean, thanks to the support of some of you out there. Big shout out to BMAC and Eileen and Creative Accidents and a few others that I'll mention next week in a complete list. But we're looking forward to moving and getting our audio player back embedded on our website and all that stuff. We're going to have a whole bunch of new options being on Podbean. We're going to be going out to, I don't know, all of the other distros. So you'll be able to find Boiler Room. And you still can, by the way, at iHeartRadio, at Amazon Podcasts, on Apple Podcasts. What else? There's some like Indian ones like Deezer or Dozer, or I don't even know what the hell that is, but there's a whole bunch. So we're out there on all those, and it's about to get upgraded. So check our website, alternatecurrentradio.com. If you're new over here, and if you've been around and you haven't been there in a while, go check it out. It's looking really good. We got some great changes coming up. Ruckus was telling Spore and I about his aspirations for our mobile I don't know, UI, and it's going to be super cool. So yeah,
very much in the aspiration phase right now.
Yeah, we're in the planning phase right now. So we've got things cooking in the background, and thanks to everybody that supported us so far. Let's see. I saw Jerry up in there. It's great to see you, Jerry. What's going on, man? And I don't know who this comment referred to, but I am with it. F them all. Okay. Let's see here. So we've done. Oh, okay. So
Can we do the AI challenge?
oh yeah. Actually, let me go to that next.
Because it's related
I think
before
we
we
should
get.
have a quick musical interlude because Mystical Pharaoh was concerned that we were putting out too much doom and gloom earlier. So, in true boiler room fashion, here's some Third Eagle for a moment.
Doom and gloom coming soon. Listen to Third Eagle's tune. Doom and gloom. God is telling us the end is coming soon. Very soon. You'll see signs up in the sun and stars and moon. Doom and gloom. Very soon. Rapture comes at night or noon. Doom and gloom, very soon. If you're ready, you will meet the bride and groom. Don't be dumb, rapture comes long before the seventh trump. Don't be dumb, it will be as in the days of Noah's flood. Rapture comes. Lot and Noah did not have to shed their blood. Don't be dumb, rapture comes.
Wow, that seems deeper to me today than it has in the past, you guys. But hey, there you go. Hope I didn't break any copyright there. Go follow Third Eagle Books, I guess, if you're into his musical stylings. But
Well,
yeah,
you're safe, Hesher. The new thing apparently that YouTube likes to do is they'll take your video after you've produced it live and or uploaded it to your stream, and then they will conveniently, without your permission or you asking it to, slightly change some things, clean it up a little bit using AI. This is a new phenomenon that's going on. It's the craziest shit. I can't hear you.
cool, man. As long as we're trending with the kids, I'm good with that. Send some love to Third Eagle there. Doom and gloom, my friends. When you really peel back all the identity politics, that's what you got. But you know what? It doesn't have to be doom and gloom. Don't choke on the black pills. You know why? Because this is great fun. This is great fucking fun. Am I wrong or am I right? I mean, mRNA in mosquitoes, mRNA in your pork, doom and gloom on the boiler room. Holy cow. You got all kind of options. We just love it. What's going on with First Lady Melania Trump here, Ruckus? Let's
There's a
show this
video you
one.
can play.
All right, let's do it. Is it gonna be
And
doom
there's
and gloom? I need some more doom
well,
and gloom.
the first question I have for everybody, before you even click play, just read what she's saying here at the very top. She says something about having to do with artificial intelligence. So without even looking at the video, flip a coin. Do you think what you're about to see is the real Melania or an AI deepfake Melania? Anyway,
Which is the same question we've been asking about Michelle Obama and her podcast BTW. Are you ready? Are you ready for an AI challenge? Because First Lady Melania Trump has one for you. Let's watch. This is my first viewing. You're going to get my initial reaction. Pharaoh, have you seen this already?
I have not. I'm gonna
All
be
right. You're going to get two initial reactions here. Let's take a look.
Are you ready for an AI challenge? Take part in this nationwide initiative to discover, develop, and expand AI's potential. As someone who created an AI-powered audiobook and championed online safety through the Take It Down Act, I've seen firsthand the promise of this powerful technology. Now, I pass the torch of innovation to you. Just as America once led the world into the skies, we are poised to lead again, this time in the age of AI. The President's National Artificial Intelligence Challenge invites every student in America, from kindergarten to 12th grade, to unleash their imagination and showcase the spirit of American innovation. Our educators will guide and empower you through this process to build a brighter, stronger future for us all. Visit ai.gov to register today. Good luck.
AI.gov, huh?
Cash prizes for the kindergartners.
Oh my goodness, man. So, was that first question, will the real Melania Trump please stand up? Please stand up. Was that even her?
You
It's
can.
a
No.
it's a commercial about AI. I mean,
Then-
what do you think, Pharaoh? I mean, obviously it doesn't matter if it's her or not because she signed it and it's got the presidential seal on it.
Yeah, and again, like I think the AI video generation is getting pretty good right now. Honestly, it can be AI.
She used AI to do her audiobook, and she admitted that in that video.
Dude, are you guys following Bigfoot and Yeti? I mean, Bigfoot and Yeti on the reels and shorts is fucking amazing. It's insane. Like
That's
I'm like,
AI slop, dude.
it is AI slop, and AI slop is like got my attention. So that means that like something is happening in the background here. Like I don't miss Bigfoot and Yeti. They hang out with Downsy, they pick up chicks, they do booger sugar. You know what I mean? Like it's all so Beavis and Butthead base level, which speaks to me. And at the same time, it's like, wow, we're really gonna go here. I mean, that's sort of my view. And I do Bigfoot and Yeti, and I do Void Stomper. Like if you're into horror and you're into metal and you're into politics and culture, like Void Stomper is fucking insane. It's insane. It will scar you. You will see things on Void Stomper's channel. Shout out to Void Stomper. I've linked him on shows before. And he's come out like he's come out in person IRL on some of his videos and talked about like his meteoric rise and then his shadow banning. So like he's experiencing some of this shadow banning right now. And you know, he's one of those characters that has had like they approach escape velocity and then all of a sudden they're shut down. You know what I mean? Like we're just shut down from birth. And this is one of those accounts that just like, you know, very simply got himself a subscription to like one of those video generation things and is really good at prompting one of those video creators and has, you know, reached a certain level. He posts every day and he's reached a certain level and all of a sudden is like, okay, what the fuck? What's going on here? You know, is it because I show Mark Zuckerberg turn into a robot? Is it because I show Elon Musk and Donald Trump like twerking? Like, why am I being fucking shadow banned? Like everybody else is allowed to put all this weird political stuff out. I got another example myself coming up a little bit later, but I don't know, man. This is groundbreaking. I don't know if people realize like that if something like that has my attention every day, it means something in media.
I guess.
But I'm glad 2025 AI got your attention.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I should be glad about it. Quite frankly, like
Mixed, okay.
you know what I mean? Like I see what you're saying and how you're saying it, but it's like, wait a minute. I can't not do it. So this is a problem. I'm someone like many of you out there who recognize marketing and recognize the snowball effect of social media, and I still can't look away.
What's weird to me about that stuff with the licensed characters, like the Stormtrooper blog, right? The Stormtrooper one?
Yeah, that the Stormtrooper vlog, that one is another great example. Like a lot of people are on that one every day. Like I could see myself being sucked into that, and I've seen it enough to know like this is pretty high quality as far as something that you've generated with an idea with a text prompt.
And I think they're all using the same thing. It's all Google VO. But that's neither here nor there. Except it's really easy to do from what I understand. So these people who are producing this content consistently, they're not really working hard and they're making an effing killing. And that's the new that's the new thing. I mean, like, because we've been struggling content creators since we were birthed, as you so eloquently put it, right, Hesher? Like, but we've always just been in it for it's more about the information and what's important, and we belong to this community, the camaraderie together, the social rejects. But people now, I mean, they really want to encourage people to become content creators, but now the tools have changed. You're not sitting there creating. I mean, could you imagine what it would have got, how much work you would have to put into creating something like the Stormtrooper vlog? Do one episode, it probably took you like months to produce or whatever, but then as soon as it's uploaded, you're canceled because that's a licensed product, and now we're suing you and we're taking you to court. Like, how come that's not a thing? And how come it's okay for anybody on the planet to just take these licensed characters, have AI, the artificial intelligence, create the shit, and then you, the human being, make all the money? None of this makes any sense, does it? How come George Lucas isn't knocking on this guy's door demanding his cut? Or are on Google's door demanding a cut from them, since it was their language learning model that produced this content and ripped it off his copyrighted material? Interesting.
Well, it's like, let me, for you younger people than us, let me take you back. Ruckus is going to remember all this. Many of you are going to remember this, but there was a company, there still is a company called Napster, and they came along in the late 90s, early 2000s, and you could go to their website and you could download a file, right? You could download an MP3. And you know who got really upset about this was Metallica. Which member of Metallica, Ruckus, do you remember who was the most vocal?
Oh, Jesus Christ. But I thought it was the lead guy, wasn't it?
No, well, it's the lead guy, but the lead guy does not actually stand at the front with a microphone.
Okay, so the guitarist, then I don't know.
No, it was the drummer. It was Lars.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. Oh, yes, it was, wasn't it? Okay,
yes.
Go on. Yeah. Lars
Ulrich of Metallica. This was so interesting to me at the time because I was one of those kids that was, literally sitting in the computer lab at my college at 1 a.m. in the morning, drinking an IPA, probably, and downloading music off of Napster. And it's like, this took so long to change. And this is a perfect example of what I was talking about earlier. This shit is coming, and there is fucking nothing that we're going to do that's going to stop it. Lars Ulrich of Metallica stood up and said, "No, you may not, Mr. Brian McLean, have a free copy of Metallica's Load. Sorry, you can't do that." Yep, there it is. There it is right there. Some of you watching this right now know that logo very, very well that you see on screen right there. The Napster logo, the little kitty cat with the headphones and the green eyes and the button nose and the smile right there.
You know what? I actually, last month, I actually had Winamp running again.
Nice.
And I played some MP3s, and it was fantastic.
Nice. There is
putting some skins, because it was one of my favorite things.
Oh, dude.
Winamp skins, because that was the thing.
The Winamp skins. I miss the Winamp skins. So much of that stuff, like I have so much nostalgia for. Um, anyways, there is a product now, again, not sponsored here, but it's called a Weem. It's a Chinese, there's this whole new category of like, they call it chi-fi. Again, radio air quotes, chi-fi instead of hi-fi. They make like class D. This is a total tangent. They make class D amplifiers. They make all this like stuff that competes with things that are thousands of dollars more these days. Um, anyways, you can set up a whole like chi-fi system in your house that will, you know, if you follow the rule of diminishing returns, provide you with a soundscape that is equivalent or at least combative with something that's class A and very, very expensive. But anyways, I don't know how I ended up on that tangent. What were we talking about? Someone remind me. What was it?
Napster.
Napster, right. Like Lars Ulrich was the loudest voice in the room when file trading became a thing online. It's gonna go that same way with this kind of thing, right? Like they finally had to succumb to it. Like you can now go listen to Metallica on Spotify, on Apple Music, on all these different places. They are fully integrated into the new ecosystem of mainstream media music streaming to people. And Lars has, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but to my knowledge, it seems like Lars has sort of accepted at this point that we're in a new paradigm and that Metallica is very lucky to be in the top echelon of people making money off of streaming services and knows damn well that startup bands have a really hard time looking at their Spotify income and saying, holy crap, I'm never going to be Metallica. I'm getting 0.0002 cents for every stream listen, and that doesn't add up to even enough to pay my auto insurance. Like those are the kind of things I think, and Lars or someone correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think that's sort of his updated take on it. And it's going to be the same with Star Wars. It's going to be the same with Bigfoot and Yeti. It's going to be the same with, I'm sure there are so many of these AI accounts that do vlogs and funny stuff that looks completely like the intellectual property of big time owners. Um, and that's going to have to either become normalized or regulated. And if it's anything like streaming music was, it's going to become both. It'll be normalized and regulated in a way where, uh, somebody will be able to make money off it. Everybody will be able to make money off of it. But for now, apparently you can get away with it, and maybe with some shadow banning, to use Void Stomper as a example there. But the Star Wars accounts, Ruckus, those are going to be interesting to see, if they get sued by Disney or something like that, or whatever.
I'm also been tracking because I didn't realize what was happening until recently, and I guess it's happening a lot more in music, or involving music for content creators who have music in their videos. I was watching this one video about a guy. I don't know what type of content he creates. It's not this type of content. But he used he went online and used one of these. It's free. It's free for you to use you get the free license for commercial use, for personal use. And the music that he chose to use was actually created by AI. It's just one of these background. It's free to use. He got the license. He was assured. He does this all the time. He uses this type of music. This one particular one he used was actually made by AI. Turns out that was what caused one of his more popular videos to get flagged and demonetized, was because the quote unquote creator. Think about that for a second. The creator of that music piece filed a copyright complaint against him, and he got the strike.
So if in the future
hold
you have
on.
oh,
Technically, didn't the AI make the music piece? who truly owned the rights, who truly made the copyright complaint, what's going on here. And then to discover on top of that now that without your permission, without your knowledge, YouTube, and there's many examples, this is just starting to become a thing. We're always on top of this shit. Watch tomorrow, you're going to wake up and like, it's probably going to be on the news. Oh, YouTubers are discovering that AI is altering their content. Anytime the AI images are created or generated, even though you can't see it here, this picture that I made using AI, the background picture or whatever, has a digital watermark included in here somewhere, hiding in this that we can't see, we don't understand, maybe hiding in the metadata, but Google knows it, the AI knows it. Technically, this does not belong to me. It doesn't belong to alternate current radio. This doesn't belong to whichever program I used. It belongs to the AI model and or its parent company who created it when it comes down to it, legally speaking, copyright-wise. And wouldn't it be a perfect excuse to just start taking down people's shit that they don't like in the name of like, well, you used a copyrighted image that wasn't yours, sir. I don't like where any of this is going, and it's very confusing, but it's happening, and it's happening right now. So we should probably keep a close watch on that. That's all I'm saying.
This is a big problem for musicians in particular. Like Fleety in our Discord chat just said, musician accuses content creator of riff rape. Hashtag me too. And
Where
it's
have we
like,
heard that before, Hesher?
yeah, exactly, man. And it's like, okay, like this is a common thing in music as it is, right? Before the digital age, like up until this moment where we have digital music that's created with artificial intelligence, it's like you would see bands suing other bands for copyright infringement, for stealing ideas, stealing beats, stealing riffs, stealing melodies, that kind of thing. Like this is all going to turn into, and that's my point with bringing up Napster. This is all going to turn into a quagmire that the legal system just can't really, is not set up to stand the weight of, and once the machines take over, who's really going to be around to sue anybody anyways? You know what I mean? It's not going to be a lucrative. Why would you go try to become a session musician and learn to, play music if you know you're completely replaceable by something that doesn't require money? When you get money from that thing anyways, because the UBI is generated from robots and machines and AIs that earn money and are taxed and create the pool of tokens that now provide your food, and your necessities. It's like, why would you sign up for that? Who's going to be around to sue for that when that job is gone, I guess is what I'm saying here. And then they can license it any way they want. And frankly, like, who does own the image? Like, who does own the video? I mean, someone came up with a creative prompt to make something compelling, just like you do for our graphics. And it's your prompt. And it says in the meta information, graphic by Ruckus. But 10 years from now, does Ruckus have to pay a certain amount of tokens to OpenAI or to Grok or to Adobe because we have something that's attached to marketing and media that he created with one of their tools? I mean, this is all uncharted territory, you guys. Mystical Pharaoh, what do you think, man?
And nobody cares unless you decide to make money off of it yourself. You can use other people's shit all day long, but as soon as you put it on a T-shirt or somebody sent you a penny, now you're in trouble. Sorry.
Well, I think, as you said, the system will have to figure this out because it does not make any sense right now. I don't think any of the regulations or any of the laws that pertains to copyrights make sense in this new era we're in right now. And it's not just that, even it's to talk about IP and patents and other things, right? I honestly, I don't know where it's going to go, but I can tell you that there will be class of AI created art, and there will still be class of human created art. And I think the human created art value will still be the higher value. And I think as people get more lazy and start using prompt to create art and get away from the other one, which is actually human generated art, um, that even human art will become even more valuable, and less people will be talented, or even not even talented. You can have the talent, will have even the skills to create that art. So will be interesting to see how to play. But more and more people are going to go to the lazy route, and less people are going to go to the other route, which is building real human skills and building your talent to create actually true, genuine human arts.
Yeah. And you know, who's to say we're going into a paradigm shift here? So who's to say this is necessarily all bad? Maybe there are silver linings here, just like Internet 1.0 and 2.0. It opened up doors for us that we didn't have before. So that's really what we need to be focused on. Same with that sliding, um, window of acceptable speech. There are little caveats and extra pieces to that, unknowables to those culture creators that unleash those into society. Same with AI, same with crypto. You know what I mean? Like, if you understand it well enough, you can benefit from it, and there will be opportunities to create new things, to create new wealth, to present new energy to the interwebs. Um, that's the hope here, and this is sort of the ethos that I have, sort of the Internet 1.0 um file pirate that lives within me, the gray hat IT person that lives within me, is that, go ahead, unleash your AI. Go ahead, unleash your UBI. I will figure out how to make the best of it. And I'm not going to beat my head against a brick wall to like chase the fantasy that I can stop this from happening, right?
Plus, it's like
Yeah,
the AI is it's not thinking, it's not creating. We're using these terms just because it's comfortable and what we're used to, but that's not what's happening. This is part of the propaganda push with all this garbage. What's really happening, and the reason why these things excel and they're good at doing what they're doing is because it learned from us. Okay, number one, it's just doing it a lot faster, which is why data is so valuable. It's almost like you see. So again, like in my pictures here, I've got the one AI is creating the content. They're controlling what is coming out of the brainwashing machine, but they're also controlling the people because the AI is creating us. It's shaping and developing everything about us, our society. What you brought up there in a brief instant there, Mystical Pharaoh, about this is more than copyright. It's also about patents because people like Elon Musk are encouraging, let's build something. Melania is like, well, somebody out there somewhere is going to, in a single prompt using AI tools, a human being through the prompt and is going to create a drug that saves everybody's life or whatever. They're going to create the next engineering marvel. They're going to create the warp drive that we see in Star Trek, but it's technically the AI that made it. So again, who at the end of the day, who owns the patent? And did you have to ask yourself when you're talking to these chat LLMs, how much of it, at what point during your conversation that gets tricky, is it even your idea that you came up with? Or was it the AI's idea? Because people use AI completely differently. I like to use ChatGPT. I don't use ChatGPT. I just use that as a generic terms. So the LLMs, right, the language learning models, to bounce ideas off of. I don't ask it to come up with ideas for me. However, in my research about this, from what I understand, the vast majority of the general public just ask it to give it. In fact, I see training videos on YouTube of wildly successful people. Here's how you can be successful too.
Yeah.
Go to ChatGPT
Learn to write
and
better
ask
prompts.
ChatGPT, give me 5 business ideas.
Yeah. Open-ended.
Did you come up with that business idea, or did the AI?
Completely open-ended.
This is social engineering to the max on crack.
Yeah, you're
It's
asking
happening too fast.
Yeah, you're asking to be nudged. When you do it that way, you are telling the AI, "Nudge me." I should
I'm
have
an
named
open vessel. Enter into me, possess me like a
Yeah.
demon, basically.
Yeah, I'm like you, and I gotta tell you, again, just to give an example to what I was saying, like, about opportunities here, I again, shout out to BMAC, Eileen, Creative Accidents, a few others that helped us reach our donation goals this week, so that we can move our podcast main platform. Um, but that whole thing, like, I have a requirements document laid out for alternate current radio about like how I want it to run, what I need it to do, very specific. And I was able to go to ChatGPT and talk to ChatGPT. And mind you, I've already gone in there and had it index my website, index as many of our shows as it can, understand the way that I communicate, understand the way I communicate with the audience, understand the way we communicate with each other in here. Like, I went to great lengths to train this thing as to, what we have 10 years of material in a rapidly changing culture. And I was able to create a new category in our conversations and outline verbally, just by holding my phone and saying what I needed the new website to do, or the new podcasting platform to do, how to technically move it from, location A to location B, how to make sure that all the podcasting indexes are updated as to where it is, how to update our website most efficiently, so that we can make this transition without a lot of hand jamming and clicking and tapping thousands of clicks. And it answered all those questions to me, and it's like, I could have easily emailed Podbean and given them my list of requirements and list of questions, and does it do this, can it do that, I used to do this, it doesn't work anymore there, will that work here, this kind of shit. And it answered all that stuff while Spore was out getting a pedicure or something like that, something like that, a doctor appointment or pedicure. And it was like, I had it done in 2 hours, and I know I could have had it done in 2 days with a bunch of emails back and forth, but I had it done in 2 hours. So it's like the opportunity is there. If you know what to ask it, you're a fool to not. Or you're at the very least, not to be use a pejorative like fool, but you're at the very least like putting yourself way behind someone who has a similar idea doing that, interacting with the AI. But like Ruckus, as you mentioned us in person the other night, it's very cheerleadery. Whatever idea you have is the best.
Mhm.
And you really got to make
tested
sure
that too. I told it a
there's
terrible idea, and it was like, that's a great idea.
right. Like, there's some pitfalls in there that you really got to watch out for. But knowing, like you were saying, knowing specifically what you want to ask, what you want to know, might put you, days, weeks, hours ahead of your competition, or, I don't know, however you want to phrase that.
Yeah. So I just wanna clarify something. I did not say do not use AI. And this is not what I said, right? I said those who utilizes tools to create art versus actually those who choose to learn the skill and generate genuine art, right? That's different from using AI in general. And I did not say there is no opportunities, but also, you know, I teach AI. I've been using machine learning, for since like 1990s, right? And one of the things I'm saying, and there is actually research that came out now from even from one of the MIT labs. There's brain atrophy that happens when you use and start engaging with ChatGPT, right? Um, they found that people that just use ChatGPT to just write essays or generate data for them, they lose their ability for critical thinking. They lose some of the language skills and memory skills, right? Because your brain will go like through atrophy, right? Human brain is like a muscle. You use it, it gets sharper, right? So what I'm saying is, whatever the hell Melania Trump was saying in her video about the AI challenges and embedding AI into, you know, early learning and embracing AI from early on, is if we take that as just one of those, hey, let's ride the wave without even knowing how to put those tools in the hand of this new generation and ourselves in a way that does not basically deteriorate our ability to critically think, right? Because at the end of the day, think about it. And what is the ultimate goal? The ultimate goal is you, as a citizen that is have zero ability to critically think, that you open a prompt, you write something for it, right? And it give you whatever the hell you need, right? And you're fully relying on that, right? If you're talking about technocracy, right, and control, that is the ultimate goal, is to kill critical thinking in a population so that you can easily be controlled. So the use of AI has to be done in a manner, especially in younger kids and in earlier education, so that you do not really impact brain development and ability to uh, 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 reason, ability to do use your memory and memorization. That's what I'm saying. And sadly, we live. I don't trust the motivation of the government. I don't trust the motivation of the big companies. All right, that goes back to my point of what I said in the previous show, that AI is can be a great tool for humans, right? But AI as well can be a very bad thing if we don't know how to use it, right? And if we have certain companies and certain marketing now that's trying to push us to use those tools in a certain way because they want to benefit from it and they want to shape our use of humanity for them to be the only owner of that technology and all of owner of this data, right? Goes back to the whole data point, right? So they want you as a human pour all your thinking into using those models so that those models get smarter, right? While you are getting dumber. But also, I want to clarify to people that the use of generative and large language model, there is a lot of overhyping right now, right? And I say this to everybody in my field. There is AI. This is not the first time AI get hyped, by the way. AI in the 1960s got overhyped, and that's what caused the first AI winter. Basically, they overpromised and they underdelivered, and they did the same in the 80s. There is real advancement that happened right now, but again, there is a lot of overhyping and marketing because they want to shape the use of those tools in a certain way. So we have to be careful about it and actually know the realistic limitations of these tools so that we know how to use it, right? For example, like a lot of big companies, right? They are trying to build their own models, internal AI tools, because they are trying to build intelligence internally without sharing their own proprietary data with with the public, right?
And may I interrupt? And they also, many of them, we're discovering right now, are interested in selling their company in the next couple of years, and knowing that it's not sellable unless they have done that integration. And that is, I think, pretty crazy. But go ahead.
Yeah, but it's more for efficiency. It's trying to, for example, like I'm a big engineering firm. I built a lot of knowledge of, let's say, developing electronic circuits, right? And I want to build AI. I want to use AI to optimize my circuits for me, right? You're not going to go to ChatGPT to do that for you, right? You have to build your internal models, right? And it is not necessarily generative large language model. It can be there is so many other types of models being used, like multimodal models, and you have to use your internal data to build that, right? So, and some of these companies finding out right now is there are some limitations in the existing models, right? So we just have to be aware of the hype. That's all what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. No, I got you. Like, I knew what you meant there when you were saying, you were distinguishing between artistic creation and, general AI. And, Ruckus brought it up on the last Boiler Room, I think. And we've talked about it in person also. The one of the Google ones, the LM notebook
The
one.
notebook, yeah, is exactly what is your own personal version of what Infidel was describing about a self-contained thing. I didn't mean to step on your head. Sure, go ahead.
No, that's okay. I appreciate you setting the context there, because, like, for example, I could just look at all of the podcasting videos and how to's, and set up like a list of things that I have curated that normally I would, go through and watch and take notes on, and then execute, my version of what I had learned. Whereas now you can use that tool and say, hey, just among these videos, like, say there's a dozen videos, just to keep things simple, that describes something I'm trying to do technically, from a dozen different creators, to include maybe the manufacturer of a software or a, streaming platform or something like that. I could just put all that in there and then ask it questions based only on that stuff. And that's pretty freaking powerful right there. You can apply that to anything you're doing. It's like shortcutting or leapfrogging the old school way of doing that work and that research, which includes a lot of emails back and forths and reading in forums and going through links and saying this one's not helpful, this one's helpful, add to bookmarks, blah blah blah. And then you build this sort of like ecosphere, infosphere of, videos and blog posts and Reddit places where you've learned from other people's mistakes and successes, and then you can execute something similar. Now you just find all that stuff, or you ask the GPT or whatever to go find all that stuff, and then dump that into the, Google notebook thing. And then you start interacting with that particular AI and asking it the questions like, hey, how do I do this? Or, here's the context for this, from these sources. What's your take on, the best way to do ABC?
Yeah, but also, like, I can tell you right now, for example, if I'm using ChatGPT, I actually, and also like start using Perplexity, which is actually pretty good, because it actually give you references for some of your research.
Yeah.
You have to make sure some of the results that come back are actually not accurate, in a sense of I actually have to consciously go and review every piece and
Yeah.
cross-reference it myself, because there is a lot of errors that happens. So it is not, there is a lot of errors that happen in those models, and the scary part is when people just take that and just copy and paste it. That's what
Yeah, dude.
point I was saying, right? Was you not it? So it saves you a lot of time to do that initial, but you also have to cross-reference it and do verification of this yourself.
And
Because
that's what's going to be missing in the younger generation. Like us in the X and Boomer gens, like we understand cross referencing. We understand the importance of cross referencing, especially if we understand the treachery of the internet and of media and sources and magazines and articles and all the above, videos, production, all this shit. Like we get it. But what's being provided right here, right now, is something that allows you to leapfrog everything, allows you to, like Ruckus was saying earlier, and like you were alluding to, Pharaoh, like allows you to, and why would you not want to leapfrog? You know what I mean? When we were kids, like Cliff's Notes were the leapfrog for reading a book. But at least we're still reading a smaller book, not having an AI like summarize it for us. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, but if these tools are there, people are going to use them, especially young people that want to progress quickly. So we just end up like being fossils. Us Xers and Boomers end up being fossils in the infosphere and not caring about sources and cross referencing and all that. And that's what I think you're pointing at here, Pharaoh, right?
yeah, that's exactly what I'm pointing at. So you can use your tools, and I use them, and they save me a lot of freaking time. But at the same time, I'm still reading books. I'm still not relying on those tools, right? And I'm still cross-referencing them, right? Because I do not want to let my brain atrophy, right? Like any other muscle, you still have to sharpen your brain. So this is why I'm saying we just have to be very careful, and I don't trust how the government want to integrate AI in schools, because I know that the goal is to create dumb population, and this is a perfect tool to create dumb population, because that's how you can atrophy your brain.
It's like the South Park song from back in the day. I think it was one of the episodes about the Mormon church. Smart, 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 dumb, 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 dumb. And like you go around, like people say stuff throughout the day in the town, and it's like you hear the music come in, dumb, 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 dumb.
Well, it's interesting that they just decided to, for the first time ever, since they started doing it, remove the fluoride from the water.
I know. I had this original
Because
idea, guys.
they don't need it anymore. They have the digital fluoride
It's
now.
2025. How about we get rid of the fluoride? Like, oh, gee, thanks. You're really tickling my 2010 bone here, dude.
The sources is what's important, because again, it's machine learning, language learning in this case is what the machines are learning, and how all of this really technically works. I'm sure, I hope that Pharaoh would agree with me, because I don't think I'm wrong here. It's all about pattern recognition, the same way us crazy conspiracy theorists are. That's how they learn. This is how the machine learns, is through by recognizing patterns. And I forget a lot of a lot of this new amazing technology is actually stuff that they've been doing for a very long time, as Pharaoh said. Nothing's changed. Yeah.
Well, what happened is
It's faster.
There are advances that happened in like some new layers that were added, right? That enable those models. But LLM, right? Those large language models. I mean, we have NLP, and NLP has been research going on like since the 60s, right? Like the old chatbots. But LLM took that to the with the transformers and so on, took it to the next level, right? So it's the concepts are still the same, and it is not just LLMs, and it's not just GPTs. There is so many other pieces of AI, but
Right.
the issue is just people just say AI, and the overhype. I think that's what worries me, because of the money that's being pumped, as you said. Right now, trillions of dollars being pumped. So that the best way to justify that money is to get everybody hyped up with a crazy marketing campaign, and that's what's happening.
Correct. And you mentioned earlier on the program how the 2020 thing was the greatest wealth transfer until 2025. That's my personal opinion. I think whatever is going to go down now is going to make all of that look like freaking kindergarten. That was nothing.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. We're going to see what's happened this the end of this year, and it's going to be another Trump presidency.
It'll be AI Trump,
Golden
dude.
days.
Come on. We all understand where this is going. It's going to be an AI deepfake Trump forever.
I think we've been dealing with deep fakes for so much longer than we care to admit. Like, we covered the holographic Pope in like 2017 or something like that on this show. The Pope just disappeared. He gave an address from his big, popedom wall castle thing, and then just turned around and completely phased out of reality. And it was just like, what the fuck was that? Like, I'm gonna find that episode one of these days and make
Just a
that
camera trick.
like a short reel. Yeah, like, I don't know what it was, man, but like the whole thing with Hillary, the whole thing with Biden, the Pope. I mean, we've got examples of so many people looking like they
There was
were
one
in
with Zelensky too, right?
Zelensky. Yeah, there's all the doubles. There's the rubber mask. There's the phasing holograph thing. Like, and at this point, like, I don't know, man. I trust nothing. I trust
I'm
absolutely
not going down that rabbit hole.
no presidential address, no first lady address. Sorry, I can't trust it.
Pharaoh, about the hyping thing, I was thinking about this because we can't really truly understand all of their motives because we're not hanging out at the Bohemian Grove like they are, and Alex Jones. Anyways, the money. Where the hell was I going with this? I lost my train of thought. I knew it was going to happen eventually. This happens when I'm
And
doing
it
this
happened
for
to me
two and
big
a half
time earlier.
hours. Holy
Yeah.
shit. Yeah. Plus, I
Gotta
did
be
this
good
for a little while last night on another program too, so I'm out of it. What was I trying to say
I
anyway?
have
Anybody?
no idea. No freaking idea, man.
I don't know.
I wish I could back you up on that one.
So did you guys hear that there was a shooting that happened in a Catholic church?
No.
A Catholic church? I thought there was a school shooter, like a daily shooter program thing happened.
Oh,
It
no,
was.
no.
It's a Catholic school, is what it was.
Oh, a little bit of both.
It
Okay.
was during church, and it was while they were praying, and it was this person right here. This, by the way, shout out. I hope he's still in there, Dr. Clown, Media Bear. Media Bear drew this with his own bare hands. Bare hands, get it?
Yeah.
In there somewhere.
BEAR.
His own media bare hands. He's been doing this new thing on his social media account on X, on Twitter, where he's doing psyops in watercolor. He just doing this like this week, and when you know it, this happened. So this was like the one from yesterday, I think. But yeah, he's doing psyops in watercolor, and I think it's fantastic. So shout out to Media Bear. But yeah, we got another Transformer shooter. When he goes by Robert, or used to be called Robin, or now he's Robin, and he used to be Robert. I forget how it works or whatever. But that's where we're at right now.
Did you see the writing on his magazines?
Yeah.
That's a new one.
I think everybody's seen all of this by now, I would hope. I mean, unless you're just watching the mainstream news, you have no clue what's going on. This guy is like, this is the biggest psyop, obvious false flag, fake MK Ultra crap you've ever seen in your life. It's almost like they literally just handed this one over to Grok. Grok, write me the next psyop, please. And they're like, it would be really cool if the guy wrote sponsored by BlackRock on there, and kill the Jews, and all of these, and vote for Trump. All of the things. They're all on there. It's crazy.
Dude, I thought this was a joke when I first saw it, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You know, then I realized that it had all the hallmarks for any of the new people out there here in the boiler room. Like, this has been one of the things that we have analyzed in deep detail over the last decade on Sunday Wire and here at Boiler Room. We've dubbed it the Daily Shooter Program because, and the reason we called it that, we didn't just call it that flippantly or, just for clicks or anything like that. We called it that because we work with journalists who go to these places, who do FOIA requests, and do everything that they can to do journalism and bring us back something other or something more than the mass media cartel gives us. And what we have discovered over the years working with professional journalists like Patrick Henningsen, many of the people that he has worked with tangentially through the Sunday Wire, like Mark Anderson, the Truth Hound, who's here in the boiler room often, is that when they send their FOIA requests and their information requests and their requests for incident reports, they come back largely redacted, black bars through a lot of it. And we have even sent journalists out to locations, to include Mark Anderson and to include a gentleman whose name always escapes me, to San Bernardino in 2015. And they find in person evidence that conflicts with narratives that we're hearing from mass media. And we simply would like to know why. How is that? And why do all these events, or many of these events, seem to have narrative construction around them in a way that is patternable and easily inserted into an information matrix and categorized? So, again, pattern recognition, just like AI. Anyways, this picture right here, we are told by the mass media, is a magazine used by said shooter. We're also told said shooter is a trans person of some sort, very similar to the narrative that was woven around the Tennessee school shooter. So I don't know. It looks ridiculous to me. It looks absolutely ridiculous to me. It's sponsored by BlackRock. And remember, BlackRock was implicated or tangentially involved, or I don't know, conspiracy candy sprinkled into, which one was it? Was that the Manhattan downtown daily shooter event recently?
Mario?
Yeah.
Yeah, other AI 34 floor.
Yep. And they said that was an M4. They said that guy came in with an M4, which would not be a legally, or, would be rare to be legally owned by an American citizen, especially an unhinged one. So, why is it that
Weird.
BlackRock has almost like too obviously been attached to two events now? What is that? Whose benefit does that serve? And where and how terrible is it that something like this could happen and that the facts of the event would be hidden from the public while the public is forced to see emotional outcries from parents of unfortunate children who did not survive an event that's being politicized in the media? Why are we not allowed to see that? Why are journalists denied access to the police reports? Why do they only get, why does it work this way? I don't understand. I thought that the media was supposed to be the fourth estate. Why are they being shut out? And that's the case in every single fucking one, going all the way back to Columbine. Prove me wrong. Shut me down over it. It's the truth. We can't know. That should disturb you. That's the bottom line. Alex Jones got sued for an unholy, unimaginable amount of money for some things that were said on his network. And that was meant to be a big warning to everybody. And all I got to say is, hey, something's going on here. This is being stage managed in some way, shape, or form, fomented in some way, shape, or form. Look at the Newberg Sting documentary. Look at what actually happened at Ruby Ridge. Look at what actually happened at Waco. You'll see the pattern. It's not that hard to pick up. But
Usually the pattern is noticeable in the response to the events, correct?
yeah, you'll see a lot of that. That would be one of the attributes of any single event, would be the legislative, media, and cultural backlash to the event, or changes to the event. and you'll find all kind of crazy timing there. You'll find all kind of crazy timing with legislation that is patently unconstitutional, put it that way, and reporting that is very suspect, very questionable, and lacking a lot of facts.
So can you play that press that link that I posted in the chat?
All right, what do we got here? I can indeed. So is oh yeah, okay. So this is posted by Hustle Bitch, and I love usernames. It's got the emergency flasher emoji, so I know it's important.
Yeah, play the clip.
All right, let's see here. Let me read this first for the audio listeners. On X, this is posted by Hustle Bitch _ This is how it begins. This is caps lock. I don't have the emotive capability to shout it as though I'm in caps lock. But anyway, this is how it begins. Your internet behavior watched and flagged nonstop. All right, let's just go to the clip. I'm not going to read the whole thing.
AI threat detection
Let me
platform.
start it over.
I am now about to launch Gideon, America's first ever AI threat detection platform built specifically for law enforcement. It scrapes the internet 24/7 using an Israeli-grade ontology to pull a specific threat line.
Hold on. Did he say Israeli grade ontology? Do I have that right? That's a selling point.
Yeah, that is actually true.
Okay. I'm personally gonna refrain from analysis on that for the moment. But fuck you.
Yeah, but
law enforcement. It's a 24/7 detective. It never sleeps, and it's going to get us in front of these attacks.
Would it have picked up on this, do you think?
100%. I wish my program would already be up. We're not launching until next week. I've got a dozen agencies on board, Trace. I just unloaded a major Northeast agency with over 2,700 sworn. This is America's early warning system. I am now a
there you go.
Weird. What's the date on that video right there, Hesher?
Let me look. That was posted August 28th, but I don't know about the actual video.
Well, I have some bad news for Fox News and that gentleman right there. The First Lady beat them 9 p.m. the day before August 27th for at least almost 2 million views now. The First Lady said that the tragic mass killing in Minnesota illuminates, have fun with that one, conspiracy theorists, the need for preemptive intervention in identifying potential school shooters. Early warning signs are often evident, with many individuals exhibiting concerning behaviors and making violent threats online prior to their actions. Yes, this is the First Lady, allegedly. To prevent further tragedies, it is crucial we look into behavioral threat assessment. I didn't know she used such big words. Across all levels of society, and then an M dash. Y'all know what that means, right? Means AI wrote it for her. Beginning in our homes, extending through school districts, and of course, social media platforms. Being aware of these warning signs and acting quickly can save lives and make American communities safer. We were getting this kind of stuff from the official pipeline from the administration, and then the following day, all of the conservative news, all of the conservative cucks are pushing Palantir and this new Gideon thing. This is the pattern that I recognized during the pandemic about where we're headed with the clot shots. It's happening right here, except it's happening much faster in your face, people, which probably explains why we had to have the National Guard put out before all this. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Please give us a panopticon. Please. We need a panopticon so bad. I mean, what would we do without a panopticon to stop all the glowy Fed boys from radicalizing retards who have been predated upon by the cultural engineers and turned into pharmaceutical zombies and susceptible to this base level radicalization to be used as pawns. If these people even exist, they could be completely constructed at this point. It doesn't matter. You can't. The
We're
fucking
not saying they are. We don't need the Alex Jones treatment.
yeah, no. All I'm saying again is you and I can't know. All we can do is speculate. And if they wanted to stop people, if it was so awful to speculate, all they would have to do is remove the black bars from the document requests and not let the federal government do things that local and state government should be doing. Talking to you, constitutional sheriffs, talking to you, Fed boys. That's how you fix that. You can guarantee that the public will believe you if you're open kimono. But what do you do instead? You put the black bars on the documents. You make people not trust you because you put the black bars on the documents. You laugh in the face of people that are working really hard to try to understand the truth, right? Journalists like Patrick Henningsen, like Mark Anderson, like UK Column, like our friends at TNT, formerly TNT. They have a new website out. I'll give it to you on the show page. I don't have it to hand. Shout out to them. But no, they want us to speculate, and then they want you to look like a crazy person for having speculated. It's that simple. It's the same thing with the stabs and jabs. It's the same thing with how the war in Ukraine started and what was the US's role in it. It's the same thing in the Middle East. All you got to do, if it's really the way you say it is in the mainstream narrative, is unredact all that shit and prove it.
Show me the money.
It's a Jerry Maguire situation, friends.
It really is that simple. I mean, we're having a good time laughing about this, but it really is that damn simple. I mean,
Yeah.
why don't we have any trust in our institutions? Because they're purposely, it would appear at this point, purposely,
Untrustable.
yeah, by design. That is a feature, not a bug, as the kids would say, right?
Right. No, and it goes back to what we were saying earlier. It's just they want to radicalize everybody. And
I'm
the
feeling
most
pretty radicalized at this point. I'm not going to lie.
yeah, well, it's a good thing you're not a schizophrenic lunatic because there's a lot of schizophrenic lunatics out there who have their worldview invested in these kind of media things now, and it makes it such that we here trying to analyze something that happened in another state, we can't figure it out because we know the media environment is toxic. We know that that person may not exist or could have been radicalized on 4chan or elsewhere by glowy people. We just can't know. So whatever we say about it, even if we know professional journalists and send them to the location and they come back and they tell us, hey, these are the anomalies that I noticed. These are the inconsistencies that I noticed. This was happening at this time while the mass media was saying XYZ was happening. They don't match. It doesn't matter. Right? We can do that professional of a work by aligning ourselves with people like that who will be on scene in San Bernardino, be on scene in South Texas. And what do? They demolish these locations. They shadow ban people that talk about them. We have a friend locally who went to Uvalde when Uvalde happened. His story is unfathomable, and the way that he's been treated online and locally has been deplorable. It happens over and over again. And all they got to do, if they have a narrative that they're so invested in, is allow those journalists to see and allow us to see and allow all the networks to see and not have yellow flags coming and producers and shit telling them they can't show this. It's really fucking simple. All right. Let's see here. We've got breaking siren from the Oval Office here. Satire inbound. President Trump has an update on the events that we are talking about right now. Are you ready for this, Mystical Pharaoh? We may have lost him. All right, here we go.
No, I'm here.
All right, here we go, man. You ready for this?
Go for it.
All right. Right out of the White House.
My fellow Americans, enough is enough. We need to call a spade a spade. Trans people don't exist. Let me say it again. Trans people do not exist. I can tape a stick on a horse's head, but that doesn't make it a unicorn. It's a horse, folks. Total horse. These are deeply disturbed individuals who have been manipulated by liars and psychopaths in positions of influence. They are on mind drugs, very powerful, and they're all addicted to porn. Porno is what some people call it, I believe. Very destructive to the mind and spirit is pornography.
Porno is what some people call it.
That was one of the better AIs I've seen in a while. That was AI,
good,
right?
right? Yep.
You can tell it's AI.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Cole, listener Cole out there, sent that one to me.
Absolutely nailed his cadence and everything. That was really good.
And you know, when I was texting back and forth with Cole, he was like, "It's almost too real." You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's the AI. Clearly, the president didn't say that, but it's so close to what we're actually seeing. And I don't know, man. I think that just cements everything that we're talking about here tonight.
Yeah, the lip sync was actually pretty good, but
It was. You could see the extra orange added to him. They added a little bit of Orange Man Bad filter there.
yeah, but I mean, just as a human that critically thinks, can listen to that video and can say this is AI generated.
Right. Like I mean, man, I remember back in the day, like seeing Lawnmower Man. What was that, like 93 or something like that in the movie theaters, and just being like, holy shit, this is going to be wild. This is going to be absolutely bananas. But you know, now it's like I look back on that and it's like basically looks like Minecraft to me. If you were to go back and watch that movie, it's very Minecrafty. It's very, 8-bit.
Oh no, Minecraft has better graphics than that movie did.
Oh, right? Better than Lawnmower Man. Yeah, dude. It's absolutely mind-blowing that, you can spend your day looking at shit like that on X and whatever, and it's all so close to reality that you can almost suspend disbelief enough to be like, oh shit, it is a stormtrooper. Oh shit, it is Yeti. Or, oh shit, it is Donald Trump. It's just like this far.
Suspend your disbelief. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. I guess I didn't realize this correlation until just now. It just hit me. This whole idea about trust. I mean, I understand that we're currently in an erosion of trust, and I'm sure something, I wonder what it could be, is going to step up to take the place of being to be trusted is clearly where we're going with this. It's the AI is going to be the new. You can't trust your politicians. You can't trust your government. You can't trust your media. You can't trust your doctor. You can't trust your preacher. You can't trust yourself. Who can you trust? What can you believe in? Oh, I already gave it away. Well, what is it called when you have absolute trust in something that you are unable to literally, physically, literally, not metaphorically speaking, you're unable to prove for yourself, yet you accept it as truth? That's called belief. That's called faith. That's by definition. So tell me all of this isn't creating a replacement not only for the politicians, but for the governments, for the religions, and for you. They're replacing God. They really want this technology to be the ultimate thing. Just throwing it out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nah. Yeah. Rock Monster. I think I understand what you're saying there, and I felt the same way when I saw this news of this shooting, and I saw that image that we showed earlier. It was just like, I'm not even interested. I'm seriously not even interested. The fact remains. We're not going to know. We can't know. We're not allowed to know. And something's wrong with that. What more do we need to know? Then we start looking at who benefits, what happens in the aftermath, who lost fucking big time, any parents who lost something actual, and the, you know, just the horror of that reality if things are being stage managed and narrative managed, which again, we can't know. We're not allowed to know. Send all your journalists, send all your FOIA requests, send all your grassroots hopes and dreams, and watch them fucking die in the wheels
And
of
it's like
the
we don't even
machine.
have we don't have time or the energy to worry about whether or not we can all figure out the
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
Most of the people around us haven't even figured out there's a what going on yet. You know what I mean? Like we're so boned. I mean, I hate to say it, but like it really
Yeah.
feels like we're at that moment. Like it's really like I don't even think even this is going to help anymore. You know, I don't think that's going to work. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, because we are. I mean, we're. What can we do? We have literally. I had to share this graphic with you. This was great. Who put this together? I think it was Jason Bassler. This great. So it's the car going into the you know where. I don't think we should talk about where that is. But if you're watching this on, it's where they took a whole group of people to give them some showers or whatever. But on the little trolley cart, the train car, it says the American people with the Palantir logo on it, and where they're headed is straight into the technocratic surveillance state. Yeah, everybody is just jumping on board this stuff. You know, like, hey, yeah, we think this is going to be good. This is what we want. This is not what we want. It's not what I want. It's not what Hesher wants. It's not what Farrell wants. I'm pretty sure it's not what you, the viewer, want. Where in this process do we get to say, hey, slow this train, as it were, down? I want to get off. Do I have that option? I feel like this is completely unfair to those of us who are awake to what the F is happening, and we don't even have the option to get off the damn train. If you want to stay on the effing train, that's your choice. Stay on the fucking train. I don't want to be on the train. And this is the unfair part as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. And more of your options to not be on the train are eroding. That's the other thing. Like, while we all pontificate about all this shit, our options for an off ramp get fewer and fewer, and they get closer and closer to the ultimate destination, which is Blade Runner. I don't know, fucking Terminator. I don't know. RoboCop. Choose your own adventure.
Eternal darkness. What the F, right?
Close Encounters. I don't know.
I still think Elysium is one of the
very much
best.
an
Like
option.
when Musk is talking about, you know, ultimate equality and all that, it's more is going to be those people that's living up there, not the people living down here. So
Right. Do you get the surgery pod that fixes anything, or do you not? You know, do you die of the cancer exposure from being in the robot factory building the robots that police you, or do you get the surgery pod? It's pretty simple. it's technocratic, neo-feudalistic serfdom or not. There's no middle class in that situation. You could go Ready Player One also if you prefer. Ready Player One, The Congress, those two movies. At least you've got the drugs and the VR to make you think you're in some sort of utopia.
I haven't seen Ready Player One. What is that?
Oh, you got to check it out, man. Yeah, it's good. It's sort of like like every movie, you know, a dystopic near future where the plebs all basically get universal basic income, but they have awesome gaming setups and they live in like these little coom pods or like shipping containers, and they wear their VR helmets all day and they live a life inside of VR that's, you know, arguably more important than the one in real life. And you'll find a similar thing in the Congress with Robin Wright.
No, we're not headed towards that at all, Hesher. You're crazy.
Nah, Nah, it's all very Black Mirror. It's just very pedestrian, very Black Mirror.
Speaking of black, how about a black pill? What if that's what they want us to believe? That they want us to think that that's where they're leading us to, and when they get ready to put us inside our pods that we willingly get into, turns out it wasn't one of those coon pods. It was one of those suicide pods.
Man, just give me
Good
Idiocracy.
old
Go
bait
away.
and switch, classic move.
Go away, Baton. Idiocracy is probably the way to go here. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. All right. Well, we're way into it here. We just hit 3 hours. Let's round it out here. We've got, Secretary Kennedy and talking about jabs and stabs and all that stuff. But and I know I've got a couple things bookmarked that we didn't get to, but I'm ready to round out here. So I'll go to Mystical Pharaoh first. I know we got to get you into sleep land because you got to get up early, man.
Yeah, well, it was fun, guys. Again, I know we went through a lot of dark stuff, but again, we control that by our own hands and our choices. If you choose to opt out of that future, and I think it's, you have the decision and the willpower to do it, and invest in your kid, your family, and those immediate toward you. That's what's important. And thanks for having me. And God bless you. God bless you all.
All right, Mystical Pharaoh. Thanks, man. Glad
Thanks,
you were with
buddy.
us this week, and we'll look forward to being with you again next week. There goes Mystical Pharaoh. Ruckus, safety rounds, and final thoughts. Over to you.
You hit it really quick, but I think we should technically officially report it. Secretary Kennedy, RFK Jr., ran around yesterday. Was this August 27th? It's official apparently, but it's not official. I can't prove it. But according to him, out of his own mouth, unless it was written for him by Grok on X, Senator Kennedy says, "I promised 4 things: 1, to end COVID vaccine mandates; 2, to keep vaccines available to people who want them, especially the vulnerable; 3, to demand placebo-controlled trials from companies; 4, to end the emergency." In a series of FDA actions today, we accomplished all 4 goals. Did you? The emergency use authorization for COVID vaccines, once used to justify broad mandates on the general public during the Biden administration, are now rescinded. Yada, 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 yada. But did you see what he did right there in that part? The emergency use authorization for COVID vaccines, which was, who did that? Oh, that would be Trump. But that doesn't matter. We're not even going to use his name. Instead, we're going to shift the focus right here. These terrible things, which was once used to justify broad mandates to the general public during the Biden administration, are now rescinded. So thank you very much, RFK Jr., for doing the thing that you said you were going to do. And I could care less about any of that. I just want to see these people go to jail for what they did during the effing pandemic. Is that too much to ask for? Just
Yes.
saying.
It's
Anyways.
only been 8 months, too. 8 months. And he spent time talking about mumps and rubella vaccine.
Took them long
here in
enough to get to this
Texas.
point, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, this is insane. And do you also love and appreciate the way that he pandered to both sides of that argument there? It's like, oh, they're still available, and we moved it up to 5 years old for this manufacturer and not this manufacturer. But if you want them, they're available to you. And it's like Spore and I drove by a Walgreens today or whatever, and they're giving them out for free there. You're giving that shit out for free to a 5-year-old, and you want to run a victory lap and say, well, they're still available for all of you that COVIDians that love them, and they're not mandated ever again, and it's not an emergency at the moment, but they're still there. Like, what a spineless pussy soft pedal way to fucking end that story. Like, I'm sorry, man. No respect whatsoever on that. I'm with Ruckus. I want to see people held accountable. I want to see actual numbers. I want to see Dr. William Mackis broadcasted on mass media. I want to, I want to see, and we have seen some justice, financial and legal justice to some people. It's starting to happen finally. 4 and 5 fucking years later. Thanks a lot for that. Where were you all in 2020? Where were you all in 2021? We told you those law machines printers were going to go whir and burr eventually, and they're starting to, but this is nothing. They're only scratching the surface here, and they've left the fucking front and back doors wide open for more shenanigans in this regard. So yeah, thanks for making me go there, Ruckus.
Yeah, no problem. And of course, all while RFK Jr. was doing that, of course, Trump was meeting with Bill Gates because, as his T-shirt says, he loves mRNA because he is the father of the vaccine, and it was one of the greatest accomplishments ever in the history of mankind, according to the president. So on that note, thank you very much, RFK Jr., for doing what you did. I appreciate it so much. I'm going to give you a great big thank you right now. Thank you so much. That's what this means, in case you didn't know. In fact, I'll give you 2 of them. Everybody else, you're cool, and I pray that God blesses each and every one of you, and that God saves this republic. Ruckus out.
All right, there goes Ruckus. Thanks, man. That's it for this episode of Boiler Room. We're out of here. Thanks for hanging with us. We figured for sure, since it was just 3 of us, we'd be on for 90 minutes maybe, but here we are 3 hours later. We appreciate you being here with us. Go to alternatecurrentradio.com for the podcast, broadcast, vodcast, all the casts that you could possibly want for this episode, Sunday Wire, and all the other stuff that we do over there. And keep an eye on the website. Hopefully next week we will have the pre-show green room back up. We will have a live link on the website as the show is beginning. So you old schoolers know what I'm talking about. We start whenever the hell we feel like starting, and we have conversations in the background before we start. And we used to broadcast those until Spreaker took that feature away from us. We're going to be moving to Podbean, where we have that option again. So keep an eye on the website. Look for an update on that player if you want to support us in that move. alternatecurrentradio.com/support. And other than that, we're out of here. We'll see you next week.
That's it. Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to mama.